Weiserlock Copper Bowl is brought to you by the all-new Ford Windstar. The future of minivans begins today. And in part by Weiserlock. Quality lock sets since 1904.
Beautiful night in Tucson, Arizona. Crowd enjoying what they've seen so far. Texas Tech scored in 3 plays to take a 7-0 lead, but now it's Air Force on the drive, and they have moved it to the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Morgan pitch to Campbell. And Jake got near the 15-yard line, picked up 2 or 3. Zach Thomas over to help on the stop.
Tobin Ruff that time was positioned to block Zach Thomas, but he ran right through Tobin Ruff's block, right through to make the tackle.
He's done that to a lot of people this year.
Blitzing territory for the Red Raiders. They will come after this offense, and this is the time where you might see that quarterback draw again, and the fullback up the middle. A little trap play is always an effective play against a blitzing team.
John Goodner, defensive coordinator at Texas Tech. We talked to him about kind of a blitz-happy team he's got, but Gary says he can't do it as much against this option.
Right.
Bo drops back to throw and goes complete. Jake Campbell out at the 2-yard line.
That's what makes this offense so dynamic. As long as they don't get mismatched up front like Notre Dame did to them, when they have time to run their offense, there's the little fake. And then this guy, Campbell, is not wide open this time, but the ball is put perfectly high, and Campbell can catch anything. Dane Johnson's the guy on the tackle, the safety, but you get a yard or 2 open. As accurate as Morgan is throwing the ball, he's going to complete those passes. I think in this football game, he's going to have to throw the ball about 20 times in this game, and he hits about 13 or 14 of them. It's going to be tough to stop the offense.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line for Air Force. Nakia Addison, touchdown. Nakia Addison from 2 yards out for the touchdown, and we're a point away from a tie.
Well, Carlton Hendricks, number 76 this time, comes out and gets a good block on Sean Banks. The give read is there, push it into the end zone, and that was an impressive drive. 2 impressive drives, and Air Force's defense is going to have to match up and try to slow the Tech offense, and vice versa with the Air Force offense.
Park Hughes to hold. Dallas Thompson has it up and good. A good job, as a matter of fact, by Park Hughes to handle the low snap. Nakia Addison, the fullback, has drawn us even at 7.
It's a car that, when seen, leaves an impression. When driven, creates a stir. When owned, lives up to its promise. And when judged, wins award after award after award after award. The new Ford Taurus, the success story that never ends.
Making the dream come true. 5, 4, 3, 2. The champagne's not Corbel.
3, 4. Corbel, for people who know champagne.
A new source of savings arrives out of the blue. Launching a new alliance between Western Pacific Airlines and Thrifty Car Rental will bring more of what travelers want above all, low rates, making Thrifty and Western Pacific birds of a feather. For car rental reservations, call your professional travel agent or 1-800-4CARS. Your neighborhood Thrifty Car Rental, historically known for low rates.
Yeah, I took the high endurance challenge from Old Spice because I didn't really think it could work better than my old deodorant. But it does. If you don't think it's the best, call 1-800-PROVE-IT and they'll buy you a stick of yours. Now you got proof. Guaranteed.
Tied at 7 after Air Force goes 69 yards on their opening offensive drive. In 13 plays, 1 pass. Bo Morgan to Jake Campbell to get him down to the 2. Nakia Addison did the rest. Good-looking drive here.
Yeah, absolutely. Kept the Tech defense, an aggressive defense, off balance the whole way, and just the threat of that passing game and Tech playing a lot of man-to-man defense is enough to keep everybody, those defensive backs, from crowding that line of scrimmage.
Coach DeBerry likes what he saw that drive. Kurt Kremser set the kick away again. This time it's Bo Adams. That's the deep man for Texas Tech. And it will be Bo Adams from the 3. Whoa. Took a shot and bounced off to the 25. I don't know how he bounced off. And Texas Tech will work from the 25-yard line as we check in with Adrian Karsten.
Brett, Marcus Coleman took a shot to his left knee. You saw him get right back in there just in time to give up a touchdown along with his teammates. He's not the only one complaining about being banged up, though. And I got to make a point. In the 14 practices that Texas Tech has had, they never once had full contact. And I think it's showing up in the way they're trying to tackle, trying to gang tackle Air Force when Air Force has the ball, guys.
Last year they went full pads a lot prior to the Cotton Bowl, and they thought they were worn out by the time the bowl game came around, thus the change in philosophy. Zebby Lethbridge. He got 2 or 3, dragged down from behind. He's so dangerous. Talk about Bo Morgan being a good runner, but Zebby Lethbridge also 9 touchdowns on the ground for him this year. And the game plan again is to keep him in the pocket if he's going to throw the ball. They want him to throw the ball downfield from inside the pocket, and they're going to try to stop Hansbrough with a lot of screens. It's a screening down, 2nd down. 4 wide out set. They look left and go left. Throw it underneath the coverage, complete out across the 35, a first down. Stacy Mitchell. I think his knee went down about on the 34-yard line, so it's going to be just short. Yeah, you're right here. I'll tell you, Lethbridge has a live arm. He's just a sophomore, struggled early in the season, trying to make a bit too many plays himself downfield, but he's got as good, he reminds me of Jeff Blake, the way he throws the ball. It just zings out there. Hansbrough, who's had such a sensational year out of the backfield, has taken some of the pressure off him, the coaches say. Long throw there, and it got there in plenty of time for the first down. Tony Darden made the catch, immediately hit by Calvin King over on the corner, but it is a first down. Texas Tech out to the 40-yard line. Calvin King is the best cover guy for this Air Force football team. 5 interceptions this year. He's the one that's going to play to the wide side of the field all night. He's the one that's going to have to stop the long throws. He's going to try to get under one of those throws and make the play. Single setback again. Hansbrough, who barely has he touched it at all? I don't think he has. Not in the game. Lethbridge dances out of the pocket, throws wide open across midfield, and this time it's Tony Darden again. Good for 12 more and another Red Raider first down. Mike Walker, number 5 that time, has come in as the nickelback. He came up. The threat of the scramble by Lethbridge, came inside and left the receiver to the wide side. Look at how soon they went away from those 4 defensive backs. They've got 5 on the field already. Texas Tech just moving it down the field in big chunks. Here comes a blitz. Picked up, and Lethbridge rifles near side, complete. And breaking away, Donnie Hart down the sideline. Hart dragged down at the 3-yard line. Stacy Mitchell got out there, got him a block. He's got more speed than Hart and almost sprung him into the end zone. Great balance by Hart, a true freshman, 3rd leading receiver. He's down here, just going to go out to the sideline this time. But watch Lethbridge throw this ball clear across the field. Hardly even steps into the throw, just rips it outside. Now 1 tackle, arm tackle, 2 tackles, an arm tackle, and his foot just barely comes to the line. And I don't know if it stepped on it or not. Hudgens is the guy that could have made the tackle, but they did not wrap up. And that does happen in bowl games. They haven't played in a while. Poor tackling. Hansbrough, first time he touches it, will go in. Untouched almost for the touchdown. Ran right through Calvin King's tackle right at the goal line. But he's the real thing. He can go around the corner, and he's tough to bring down. So just like that, another touchdown. This one from 3 yards out for Byron Hansbrough. Yeah, but give it to Zebby Lethbridge also. I tell you, he is really throwing the ball well in this football game. The game plan was to keep him in the pocket and throw the ball from the pocket. It's not working. Hansbrough has the speed to get outside, and he does it running through that tackle. And we got a 13-7, 14-7 possibility right now. Lethbridge already 5 for 6 in the game. Tony Rogers' extra point is good. 6 minutes, 19 seconds to go. First quarter already. We got 21 points on the board. Texas Tech by a touchdown.
What's the best way to ring in the new year? With these new hits coming in January on Direct Ticket. A small town goes to new heights to impress Hugh Grant.
Are you married?
Sorry. In The Englishman Who Went Up a Hill But Came Down a Mountain. And get into the spirit with the not nearly departed. The animated ghost with the most comes to life.
Oh, man.
Casper. Ben Kingsley is going to find out what it's like to be at the end of the food chain.
I want a team to track her. Hunt her down. You created a monster.
In Species. Jim Carrey, Nicole Kidman, Tommy Lee Jones, Chris O'Donnell, and Val Kilmer return to Gotham City in the year's biggest blockbuster. Batman Forever. And bad guys better watch out because here comes the judge. And he's not happy. Sylvester Stallone is Judge Dredd. Start the new year out with a bang. Catch one of the new hits playing in January on Direct Ticket.
It's the ultimate New Year's Eve party on Direct Ticket. Sunday, December 31st. 6 hours of non-stop action. 6 hours of non-stop excitement. Watch the best matches and the toughest fighters from UFC 1 through 7. Plus, 4 matches never before seen. Make this New Year's Eve the ultimate New Year's Eve. Only on Direct Ticket. Sunday, December 31st, only $21.95. 10 p.m. Eastern on Direct Ticket.
Dick Winter, the offensive coordinator for Texas Tech. You can't help but smile a little bit when your offense is this geared, 14-7.
Yeah, and we visited with Dick yesterday, and you really have to give this man a lot of credit. 9 seasons, they've averaged nearly 30 points a game for his 9 seasons here. And you can see they're wide open. They have a single back there, and he uses his quarterbacks. And, watching him in warm-up, Brad, all the quarterbacks threw the ball well. That means they got good coaching.
Ironically, both these teams average exactly 30 points a game on offense. And I was kidding around with both Spike Dykes and Fisher DeBerry yesterday and said, well, guys, 30 points a game, we're going to have a high-scoring one or what? And they both kind of smiled and said, probably. Well, we've got 21 points in less than 9 minutes, so don't go too far. Jake Campbell from the 3. And Jake again out across the 30, give him 30 on the return to the 33-yard line. That's why he's 12th in the country in that capacity. ESPN's Thrifty Car Rental Bowl Week continues tomorrow. Chris, Craig, and Lee will start it off at 7:30. Then at 8, Tim Biakabatuka. And number 14, Michigan, taking on Leland McElroy and 19th ranked Texas A&M. The Builder Square Alamo Bowl tomorrow night. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Adrian Karsten, and our crew from Tucson, Arizona Stadium on an absolutely gorgeous night for anything, but especially for the Weiserlock Copper Bowl. 14-7 so far, in Texas Tech with a whole bunch of yardage.
Yeah, saying a beautiful night in Tucson is a bit redundant, isn't it?
It really is.
It's like this every night.
First down for the Falcons from the 33. They'll try the fullback again. Not much this time inside. Maybe a yard for Brandon Wilkerson. And Zach Thomas, number 35, with a flag on the back of his helmet. That's he could have a couple of flags there. 2-time All-American. He was one of the 3 finalists for the Butkus Award, along with Ray Lewis, Miami, and Kevin Hardy from Illinois that won it.
Brad, you know what he has? He has unteachable instincts, is what something you just can't teach. He just has a feel for where the play is going, how far to pursue one way before he comes back. It's just one of those things that he's gifted with.
He was already moving to the right hole before the snap there. Morgan comes up firing. Jake Campbell, great catch on the sideline. Boy, for a little guy, and I'm talking, Jake's about 5'7". They may give him credit for more than that. He got up and snatched that one at the 48-yard line, a pickup of 14.
That's the beauty of this offense. From the old wishbone when the 2 backs were lined up behind the guards, you have Jake Campbell lined up just outside the formation. He was matched up on Coleman, who was again playing that linebacker strong safety. If Coleman just leans forward, Campbell is by him, and Bo Morgan delivers the ball.
First down on the Morgan to Campbell toss to the 48-yard line. Here comes the end around the other way. And it didn't fool.
Monty Rigor that time was I believe, wasn't it? To the outside?
Or Alan Wallace.
Oh, it was Alan Wallace, right. Alan Wallace, the guy who made the play. Stayed home to the backside that time. Saw the play coming, really, I think, and did a good job of staying in there. Wallace is another one of those undersized defensive linemen. Goes about 230 pounds. He's almost a linebacker playing defensive end.
Second down at 14. Second time tonight. Air Force has been in a second and long situation. Bo Morgan took off for a big gainer the last time. This time he steps back and throws it. Completes it into Texas Tech territory. Got it down to Mark Ranger. And that's his 16th catch of the year, which is tops among the wideouts for Air Force.
Brad, you know I played a lot of football at quarterback, and tonight is one of those gripper nights. You know what that means?
No.
You can just grip the ball in this weather.
Perfect,
so
huh?
perfect. I mean, it's like perfect texture on the ball. Anybody who's ever played quarterback knows what I'm talking about. It's one of those high school nights in September up north when the ball just feels perfect, and you're saying, Coach, let me throw it.
Bo Morgan on the season, there's what he did throwing it. 12 touchdowns. He's got a 3rd down and 5. Look at Bo. Marcus Coleman almost took his head off.
I'll tell you, in the National Football League, that would have cost Marcus Coleman $15,000 because he comes with a right cross, and Bo Morgan was lucky to duck under it. But I tell you, he's going to get called for it in the next level. Watch him come and watch his right arm try to take Bo Morgan's head off. Look at that. Just comes across. What a swipe. Those are one of those. He is a big-time football player, and he will play next year in the National Football League.
NFL scouts love the size and the speed he has, as Gary mentioned, over 6'2" and about 210 pounds. Bo Adams on the punt return. Broke a couple of tackles and got across the 25 to the 26-yard line. So we've had our first punt of the night, and now Texas Tech with a touchdown lead will take over. Gives us a chance to remind you, Fire on Ice continues on the Deuce tomorrow. Hartford Whalers and the Pittsburgh Penguins will play at 7:30 Eastern. Brendan Shannon battling the league's top 2 scorers, and Mario Lemieux and Yamir Yeager coming up tomorrow night, 7:30 on ESPN2. And here comes the Red Raiders en masse from the sideline. Huddle on the sideline and run straight to the line of scrimmage.
And this is something new that Air Force was not expecting. They were expecting a tight end or 2 tight ends and a fullback. Completely different look in this football game.
Empty backfield. Letheridge drops back to it and tried to throw over the middle. Dangerous pass. Try to throw a little slip screen thing, I guess, to Bo Adams, but that one never materialized.
That was a slip screen. You're exactly right. The offensive linemen were downfield. If you throw the ball in college football behind the line of scrimmage, your offensive lineman can go down. It's a very dangerous play, and it should be changed in this league.
2nd down from the 26. Letheridge in trouble, and down he goes from the backside. Alex Pupich, the junior, out of Westlake, California, tracked him down.
Pupich came into this game for the season with 5 sacks. He and Cameron Curry are their big sack guys on that left side for this team. You can see the pre-snap look that Letheridge has got. 5 across, no pre-snap read, and then on the snap, they just run to their spots.
4 wide-out group, they've got to stay with it. Now it's 3rd down and 16. Letheridge pumped once, wants it all. Going deep, man out there, but he overshot it. Threw it too far to the outside of Tony Darden, and Texas Tech will have to punt for the first time tonight. With 2:49 left in the first quarter. So good job by the Air Force defense. They came up with a sack when they needed it.
Watch the pass rush by Air Force right here. They're not even coming hard. They're going to stay in their lanes. They're playing the draws. They're playing the scramble. They're going to say, Zebby Letheridge, you're going to have to show us that you can beat us with an arm. I think you can do it. It's just those long yard situations are going to be tough.
Brad Cade will punt. Calvin King averaging about 8.5 a return. Waits back at the 40-yard line. Oh, they got some nice pressure, but they also got the punter. Penalty marker down, and so is Cade still down at the 10-yard line. Sam Ransom came flying in there and couldn't stop himself, and this is going to be roughing the kicker. That'll give it right back to the Texas Tech offense, because I believe this is roughing the kicker now running into.
Well, it still could be short of a first down, or is it?
Let's wait and see. The referees will sort it out for us. Here's another look.
Coming right down low, took his back leg out. Ransom that time, coming right up the middle. First down.
Let's check in with Adrian.
Brad, in pregame, the Air Force coaches were timing the snap from the snap to the kick, and they figured it's somewhere between 2.5 to 3 seconds. Now, generally, if you can get your punt off inside of 2.5 seconds, usually no one's going to touch it. I timed it with my own stopwatch down here. That time they were just under 2.5, although they thought they had a shot at blocking it. That's why they went for it.
They went for it. It cost them. They pay the price of giving it back to Zebby Letheridge in Texas Tech at the 35-yard line. Hands barred. And he gets into the secondary as fast as anybody in the country. Give him 12 yards.
Led the Southwest Conference in rushing this year. One of the most highly recruited players coming out of Texas. Narrowed it down to Notre Dame, Nebraska, Colorado, Texas A&M, and went to Texas Tech. And they've got a real good one at tailback.
Boy, do they ever. Last year, he didn't even start until the 7th game of the year and had over 750 yards on the season. Quick snap. Lethbridge off play action down the middle, incomplete, intended for Field Scoville, and threw a little bit behind it.
Field Scoville's the second leading receiver, but he's the leading receiver for wide receivers. The leading receiver on the football team is Hanspard, the tailback. He catches a lot of screens. So far, Air Force has kept the screen game away from Lethbridge and made him throw the ball downfield. That is the game plan in this, for the Air Force team.
Second down and 10. Adams and Hart, the wide receivers here, as they go to more of a pro look and give it off to the fullback for the first time tonight. And Rod Hobbs bangs his way down to the 47-yard line.
Inside trap that time. Fernandez made the play, but Lee Guthrie was there to make the tackle, and Hobbs ran right through the tackle. Hobbs, 240 pounds, just went right through Lee Guthrie, who's really the leading tackler for this Air Force football team, over 100 tackles, and he's a sub for Chris Gizzi. We saw him early, remember?
Yeah, he went out, and Guthrie's been the guy starting for him ever since the Northwestern game. Third down and 4 here for Texas Tech. We're in the final minute, 45 seconds of the first quarter. 14-7 Red Raiders. Nice play fake bootleg if he wants it. Lethbridge will keep it and get the first down.
Boy, he's got some feet. Southwest Conference newcomer of the year a year ago as a freshman. Started out, as I said earlier, a little slow this year. Got his game together the last 6 or 7 games. And you can see the type of quarterback that all defensive coordinators hate to play against. Guy who can beat you with his feet and his arm. And when you got a tailback as good as Hanspard has, this guy is really dangerous at the quarterback position.
Zebby from right there in Lubbock stayed home in West Texas to go to Texas Tech. He rolls on first down to throw. Waits until the last moment and had it knocked away. Nice play defensively.
Mickey Dalton, I think, came across that time. Timed it absolutely perfectly. Was waiting on the throw. Saw it. The ball traveled about 35 yards. Dalton, with his left hand, is going to come across Stacy Mitchell this time and make the play. The ball was slightly underthrown, or would have been completion. You see how Mitchell has to slow down for it, and Dalton lays out and makes the play. Good football game so far.
Lethbridge now 5 out of 10 throwing the football, but he's missed his last 4.
See how Zebby likes to come up to the line of scrimmage, take a look from back, and then make the play.
They want to throw screen back to the left side and do successfully to Hanspard, but he ran out of real estate in a hurry and stepped out of bounds about the 37-yard line. Cameron Curry helped him out of bounds, and it'll bring up third down situation.
Amazing how those scouting reports work. Second down is screen down, and there was the screen, and they still got 5 yards out of it.
Third down at 6. I don't know if Coach DeBerry's mad or not, but he's already lost his hat.
I think he was a little upset with the mark that time.
Yeah, that's why the hat's off. He's mad. Third down at 6, Texas Tech. Lethbridge stands in, now got some heat. A lot of white jerseys around, but he avoids them, and he's got a first down and then some. All the way to the 24-yard line. And I thought he was going to be fenced in.
Absolutely. Alex Pupich, number 45 that time, is the guy who had a beat on him. Jumped to block the pass, and then it all ended from there. Back in the pocket, they got him quartered in. He jumps up, goes right underneath him that time, and then the fun starts. Because Lethbridge is a little better athlete than the guys he's playing against, and they're going to have a tough time corralling him. They have to keep him in the pocket.
11th play of the Red Raider drive in the final minute. That's what Lethbridge has done with his feet so far. 59 yards on the ground, and now he comes up throwing again. Scoville's got it, and Scoville's down to the 11-yard line. Another first down, Texas Tech. Calvin King brought him down, but a pickup of 13. Field Scoville, a third-generation football player. His granddad was known as Mr. Cotton Bowl. Basically, his dad played at Texas Tech. Started off as a defensive back, ended up as a quarterback. Field said, you know, there was never really a lot of doubt. My mom was a twirler, and my dad was quarterback, so, you know, I had to go to Lubbock. He's a good player.
You want to watch a well-coached football team. Watch this offensive line run up to the line of scrimmage and get in their stance. They are ready to play football.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Toss, Hanspard with his fullback in front of him. Turned in by Air Force, but turned into a touchdown.
Called play. It was a quarterback draw, and they hit the defense perfectly. The 2 outside backers, this time Marcus Coleman was coming from the outside. You'll see it coming from outside right there. Steps back. This is a call. Wow.
11 yards, Hanspard, his 2nd score of the night.
Well, you can't play any better defense than that. But Hudgens and Finnan had him cornered. He just shoves one of them away, slashes in there, a few arm tackles, he's into the end zone.
This guy's just going to get better and better.
Oh my gosh, I tell you. One of the most highly recruited running backs to come out of Texas, and you are seeing why.
Thank you, Jesus. Great run, baby.
An ordained minister, you heard him, said, thank you, Jesus.
Extra point is up and good by Tony Rogers. Hanspard's 2nd score, and we'll get another look, and this should be a dandy from behind him.
And it really will. Well defensed again. You can't coach it any better. They're going to turn the ball inside. You would think that would be a stop, but the Red Raiders keep blocking that time, cuts in. A couple of guys slip, and there's the ball carrier into the end zone. I'll tell you who did a nice job that time. Bigger did a nice job, the tight end, that pushing his guy by and staying with him and having patience.
Hope y'all watching the game.
Hanspard's 2nd score. As Gary said, a minister, and Spike Dykes says, you know, he blesses me so much. I think on his experiment.
Yeah.
He said, I told him to spread it around a little bit. Don't bless me all the time. Well, he's blessed him with 2 touchdowns.
And I think the most impressive thing with Hanspard is his durability. In the last 7 games, he gained over 1,000 yards. That's when it got toughest. He stayed in the football game, and you know, his last 5, he gained 100 yards or more, and he really showed his toughness towards the second half of this football season.
21-7, Texas Tech. Jake Campbell's had another couple of good kick returns, and see if he can give Air Force good field position. Spike Dykes' club off to a sensational start here in the 1st quarter. We're only on about a 70-point pace for whoever wins this. And the kick, a good one. Campbell has to backpedal 3 yards deep and decides not to bring it up. Let's check in with Adrian.
Brad, I've been looking into the faces of the defensive linemen for Air Force. I'm telling you, these guys are totally gassed. They're having to pass rush almost every single play, and I'm a little surprised because a team that practices at over a mile high as far as sea level is concerned, these guys got a long way to go in this game if they're going to keep pass rushing.
Texas Tech's offense has been a mile high so far, with Lethbridge leading the way, although Hanspard's just got a couple of touchdowns. Zebby's the guy that's doing it both with his arm and with the scrambles to keep the drives alive. And all the drives have been impressive. 80 yards, 75 yards. The last one, 74 yards in 12 plays.
Yeah, how about 214 yards total offense in the 1st quarter?
Fullback Dante Johnson from, it's Nakia Addison, excuse me, the fullback, out across the 25 to the 26.
And it really is important for 2 things now for Air Force to have a sustained drive. I think, you know, we had some, you know, they need to control the clock and give that defense some rest. Adrian was right. That's too much of a pace for that defense to stay in the football game.
We'll all get a little bit of a rest. 1st quarter of the Weiserlock Copper Bowl has come to a close. As you look over Arizona Stadium, it's 21-7, Texas Tech. Wow. 11 yards, Hanspard. Don't you know the Falcon right now is thinking, let me go, and I'll just see how tough that blimp is.
A little attack on him, huh?
21-7. We get set to start the 2nd quarter from Arizona Stadium in Tucson in the Weiserlock Copper Bowl. Texas Tech with a 2-touchdown lead, and Bo Morgan and Air Force with a 2nd and 4 from their own 26. First down out near the 40-yard line. Pick up a 14.
There's that option. I really don't know how the option worked that time. I thought he was going to give it to the fullback, and then I thought he was mauled by Cody McGuire, number 74. How did he get the ball out of Cody? He went underneath him. That's how he did it. We're a little bit high that time, and I thought for sure he was tackled. I thought he was going to give it to the fullback, and then I thought McGuire had the tackle.
Got to get lower, Cody, to stop Bo Morgan. He's only 5'9". First down for Bo and a 12-yard pickup out to the 40-yard line.
see if they don't go back to the passing game.
Morgan changing things up at the line. It appears enough that he's going to talk it over on the
down to
side.
1 second on the 25-second clock.
30 seconds into the second quarter. Air Force with a timeout. We'll take one as well. 21-7, Texas Tech.
Some people you'd rather not have in.
My daughter-in-law.
I told you it was tomorrow.
And others you really don't want in. So protect your home and family with Wiser Lock. Make the wiser choice. Keep those out you don't want in, whether they knock or not.
They have computer-managed suspensions and the exclusive 32-valve V8 Intech system. Lincoln Continental and Lincoln Mark 8. They're encouraging some people to drive a whole lot more, and others, not quite as much. Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
Okay, now don't get Grandma too excited.
That's right. The portier is probably a bit weak.
She has been running on the same Duracell battery since the Ice Age.
Those Duracell batteries sure do last.
The Copper Top. No battery is stronger, longer.
The Wiser Lock Copper Bowl is brought to you by America West Airlines. It seems silly to pay more. And by Lincoln. What a luxury car should be.
To 7, Texas Tech. 30 seconds into the second quarter. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Adrian Karsten with you from Tucson. First down at 10. The Air Force Falcons. Nakia Addison broke a tackle, cut outside.
Yeah, that was his last mistake right there, cutting outside Robert Johnson.
Johnson, the smallest of the linebackers for Texas Tech, number 7. Maybe one of the smallest in college football. He weighs about 186 pounds.
Right. He had Coleman play similar positions, one to the outside to the strong side of the formation. That's Johnson. And Marcus Coleman will play the 8th man up to the weak side of the formation. Really both crosses between outside linebackers and strong safeties.
Second down and 6 for Air Force. Morgan keeps it. And cartwheels backward about 2 yards short of the first down out to the 48-yard line. The MetLife blimp Snoopy 2 is cruising the skies above Tucson tonight. Arizona to provide the aerial view of the Copper Bowl. MetLife blimp crew would like to wish everyone a very safe and happy holiday season. Giving us some great shots from above on a beautiful night here in Arizona. Third down at 2 coming up for Air Force as they hustle up to the line of scrimmage at the 48-yard line. Morgan wants to throw on 3rd and short, and does, and Jake Campbell's got another first down catch to the 46-yard line.
Zach Thomas got to quarterback Bo Morgan that time, but it was just such a short pass. Again, 3rd and short, and Thomas read the play. It was a blitz inside, and Morgan still had time to get the ball off. You see 35 scraping inside, playing the run, and just keep on going for the quarterback. And that's really an excellent throw by Morgan because he didn't even get the follow through on that play. Great, accurate throw. Morgan in this game now 4 for 4. And again, I thought he'd have to throw the ball about 20 times, and he's off to a good start. He's right on track.
First down at the 46 of Texas Tech.
Fullback give is there.
Straight drop, quarterback draw. Morgan takes off on his own. Bo Morgan into the secondary. Morgan inside the 20 and down to the 17-yard line before Dane Johnson could track him down. And from our vantage point, I'm telling you, he looks like a water bug on a smooth lake on a night like this.
You know, but he was a passer in high school. Dad was a coach, threw for 7,000 yards. How many wishbone quarterbacks throw for 7,000 yards? Well, this guy does. Came in here, says he doesn't have great speed. I think he's a little faster than Bo lets on. 4-4-40. You see Coleman playing man coverage, looking outside the double team. He's got his man not in the play, and you're not going to catch Morgan when you're out there playing man coverage.
Football just tucked inside the Texas Tech 18-yard line. Red zone time again for Air Force. And Nakia Addison got to the 15, maybe even the 14-yard line. Zach Thomas inside made the tackle.
This little changeup that the Air Force offense uses, bringing that fullback in tighter to the quarterback. Usually they run him off the guard's butt. This time they run him right up the gut and just take that fullback, and that's when they really want to run the fullback. A little different changeup. Very much like the option that Syracuse runs when that fullback hits right up the middle of the field. A little change up for the wishbone. A lot of teams never had that type of play where you could run the fullback right up the gut.
8th play of the Air Force drive. 2nd down, a long 6. Morgan keeps it. And he's all wrapped up. Maybe got to the 13 with his forward progress. Robert Johnson and company wrap him up there. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And they've got 5 or 6 left to go.
And that's really the difference in this offense. When they've got 3rd and more than 5 yards, they're not very successful, obviously, in this wishbone offense. Now, what Texas Tech will do is they will rush one more man than this Air Force offense can pick up. So I would anticipate that they will be outnumbered. And let's see if they put a lot of pressure on Morgan should it be a pass.
Mark Ranger brought the play in from the bench. He's 1 wide out. Dante Johnson hustles out to the left side. On the 3rd and 5. Here comes a blitz on Morgan. Throws on a run, had it batted down at the line of scrimmage. Robert Johnson, the linebacker, I think got a hand in the way of that one, and it is 4th down.
Well, they're going to have to take the field goal in this play situation. They need to put points on the board. A successful drive, though, for Air Force. They needed to give their defense a rest, and they had to put points on the board. This is going to be an important 3 points. Quick throw to the left side of the formation, not much depth. A jump to the outside. I think it was Robert Johnson that got that ball.
Dallas Thompson's only attempted 1 field goal because he came in for Randy Roberts and took over. Hasn't missed a kick yet. Perfect on the extra points. 11 for 11 and 1 for 1 on the field goals. Not this time, though.
Well, I'll tell you,
left.
And he did not get much height on it either.
So, a good-looking drive, but no points to show for it. And Air Force still trails by 2 touchdowns.
The Lincoln Continental has been so intelligently designed, it can actually read. Sensors mounted on each wheel continuously monitor road conditions. If even the slightest change is detected, the suspension can adjust in milliseconds for smoother, more precise control. So, read any good roads lately? The 32-valve Lincoln Continental with the V8 Intex system. What a luxury car should be.
It takes 10 times longer to make than some California champagnes. Maybe that's why some folks like it 10 times better. Cordon Negro Brut by Freshenet. There's a party in every bottle.
Explain the designated hitter in baseball.
I think it's wrong to designate hitting anyone.
When life calls for deeper answers, enter CompuServe, the online service with deeper content. Call for free software.
January 28th, after the Super Bowl, stay tuned for the biggest TV event of the year.
You just won $10 million from Publishers Clearinghouse.
Watch Publishers Clearinghouse surprise this year's $10 million winner live as it's happening. Enter, and it could be you.
Dallas Thompson shanks a 30-yard field goal, so Air Force comes away empty on that last drive. They trailed 21-7, 11-11 to go first half of the Weiser-Lock Copper Bowl, and 28 first-quarter points is a Copper Bowl record. And now Texas Tech takes over with a 2-touchdown lead. The buck in motion, quarterback draw for the other team this time. But Lethbridge only got a couple. Is the ball loose? A little bit of a scramble at the end.
Dick Winder that time, I think, anticipated a 5-man defensive back look. That time, Air Force only kept 4 defensive backs on the field. They had 7 men up front. The quarterback draw should not work into that front. Now they're back into the nickel look. 4-2 front, 5 defensive backs.
Again, this Texas Tech no huddle is something new for the bowl game. This is not something they use with any regularity during the regular season. Zabak with a catch. And he got it out to the 27-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down about 3. Texas Tech touchdowns every time they have taken over on offense. 80, 75, and 74. They were forced to punt once, remember, but Sam Ransom roughed up Cade, the punter for Texas Tech, and gave them a 1st down on the penalty. And they went on to score another touchdown. 3rd down along 2.
They've got to throw to the bottom of the field here. Right towards us, wide open.
Leftridge has all kinds of time. Too much time. They just can't give him that much time in the pocket. The 1st down throw goes out to Bo Adams.
That's a pre-read. You can see the matchup. That time, Air Force only had 4 defensive backs. They were rotated to the wide side. Only 1 defensive back to the bottom of the field. 2 receivers over here. That's where the ball's going to come. Watch the defensive backs. They stay in the middle of the field. The guy's wide open. Mickey Dalton's playing deep third. Ball goes to the outside. Easy throw. I don't think that's a matchup that is going to work against these 4 wideouts, only putting 4 defensive backs unless you put them man-to-man. And there's 2 safeties on the field that can't play man-to-man.
Leftridge got some pressure this time and took off straight up the middle. Here he goes. Eddie Leftridge cuts outside. Onto the Air Force end he goes, and Kelvin King wraps him up, but not before he got to the 40-yard line as he rips off a 25-yard gain. Man, he's got some quick.
He really does. You know, in 1994, a year ago, when he burst onto the Southwest Conference, he had 26 runs of 10 yards or more, and you can see why he can do that. I think the Southwest Conference a little more familiar with his style than the Air Force Academy is. They knew what they wanted to stop, but they've not been able to stop Leftridge.
Takes his time a little bit with a no huddle. Lines him up 1st down at the Air Force 40. Pump fakes once. Now moves out of the pocket. His receivers didn't help him much there, and Bo Adams never came back toward the football. Leftridge has to throw it away.
He really did a good job of just getting rid of it right at the end right there. Got all he could out of the play, and I think the change-up that Air Force has to do is they're going to have to put some pressure on Leftridge. They just need to get him in the pocket. You've seen the outside rush. Brian McRae, Mark DeRock. That's where the outside rush has to come, but Brian McRae is matched up against Ben Kaufman, number 75, their best pass blocker.
Leftridge already has rushed for a season high of 85 yards in this game. 2nd and 10. Hanspard goes down at about the 32-yard line, short of the 1st down. Lee Guthrie made the hit. And it will bring up 3rd down and 2.
Texas Tech going into the Big 12 Conference next year have a lot of skilled players, just sophomores on this football team.
3rd and short. Leftridge with the pump, and now the deep ball for Darden, incomplete. Nice coverage out there. Mickey Dalton stayed with him, stayed home, and played it to the inside.
Mickey Dalton stayed back and played his deep third. I think this is a go-for-it situation. 4th and a yard and a half. You're on the 31-yard line. Dalton is going to stay outside. Pump to the outside. Dalton does not bite at all. Texas rips it down the field.
Excuse me, Gary. Texas Tech is going to talk about it with a timeout because they're thinking the same thing you are. 4th and 2. Do they go? We'll find out when we come back.
The year is 2021. It is no longer safe to transmit information, but there is a solution.
Your storage capacity? I can carry nearly 80 gigs of data in my head.
Input the data into the brain of a human courier, like Johnny Mnemonic.
Hit me.
How do you fit all that in your head anyway?
I had to dump a chunk of long-term memory.
You had to dump a chunk of what?
My childhood.
What are you doing?
Making a long-distance phone call. I got the goods, Ralphie. Now I just want to get them out of my head.
I've been charged with recovering the head of the mnemonic courier.
Everyone wants what is stored in Johnny's head.
Double cheese anchovies? Rally! You were waiting for me, Ralphie. can't shoot me. Not in the head.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
Fisher DeBerry looking on, hoping his Air Force team can come up with a stop, because Texas Tech will go on 4th down and 2. And 11 times this season they've gone for it on 4th down.
And you got to wonder if you're just not going to give the ball to Hansbard here and let him go wide.
Lethridge wants to throw. Man open. Laying out is Goebel. He's got it, 1st and goal.
Boy, that's a gutsy call right there.
And a big-time catch. 26 yards.
Field Scoville just laid out that time. Coming from this side, is going to come down on the post. Mickey Dalton in coverage to the short side. I don't think anybody on this Air Force team thought that they were going to throw the ball deep down the field. The ball is zipped, and Scoville lays out. His spikes are pointing to the stars right here as he lays out for this one.
Oh, that's a nice
beauty.
Shot. Beautiful look, and a 1st and goal, Texas Tech. And now it's Hansbard. He's already got 2 touchdowns tonight. And he's very close again, down just outside the 1.
See, that's what I thought they were going to do on the 4th down play right there. He seems to be, they've got 2 mismatches going in this football game. Zebby and Hansbard just don't seem to be able to be stopped by this Air Force defense. I just don't know if they have the athletes that can keep up with these guys.
It's not for lack of effort, but those 2 have got speed to burn.
It's fun when you're scoring every time you get the ball, isn't it?
If you're an offensive coordinator and it's working this well.
See a big smile on Hansbard's face. And
Dick Winter's almost ready to grin.
You've got it.
2nd and goal. Now they come with a full house backfield. Lethridge trying to do it himself and does. Touchdown, Red Raiders. Everything working well on offense.
I tell you, the film study that I did watching this team play, I was very impressed. I haven't seen Texas Tech play a lot of football, but they are well coached, they are disciplined, and they have some outstanding athletes on this football team, and they just run a high-powered offense, and you know what they can do on defense.
We're 8 minutes, 25 seconds till halftime. They're about to attack on their 28th point, and they haven't been penalized yet. That is pretty disciplined. Tony Rogers up and good. With 8:25 left in the half, it's a 21-point lead for Texas Tech. And another 80-yard drive.
This is an option play to the outside. Could have pitched it. Lethridge sees the opening and just dives across. An impressive drive. The 4th down play was what keyed it, and that was a big-time catch by Field Scoville that time. I thought the ball was a bit overthrown there, Brad, and he just laid out and got it. You can get that throw anytime you want on 4th down.
And Lethridge, 9 completions, 10 completions, 7 different receivers. So he's using a little bit of everybody. We got the Rainbow Classic coming your way tonight from Honolulu. 12:30 tonight, or tomorrow morning if you prefer, Rhode Island and Hawaii. And then tomorrow night, 12:30 Eastern, UMass, the #1 team in the country, the new #1, taking on North Carolina State. Rainbow Classic tonight, 12:30 Eastern, following Sports Center.
Number 97, Jared Greaser, back deep for
Zebby Lethridge doing it with his arm and his legs as well. Already a season-high rushing in this Weiserloch Copper Bowl, and he caps another 80-yard march. These are not chintzy scoring drives at all. We got a couple of 80s and a 75 and a 74, and he took it in from a yard out.
And, you know, Air Force football team, you know, it's not like they've walked in here not expecting this. They knew they were a good football team. They played good competition. They're just being outmaneuvered in this game with speed so far.
Jake Campbell, another great kick. This one out of the end zone by Jared Greaser. And let's check in with Adrian Karsten.
Brad, Fisher DeBerry figures the best thing he's got going for him right now is Bo Morgan running inside, or that dive play off of the option look. What they don't realize, though, is that Zach Thomas has made an adjustment for the Tech defense now. They're going to keep him at home. They may be running right into the face of Mr. Thomas.
And that face has no neck. That's what his teammates say about him. They call him no neck. 6 foot is what they list Zach at, and it's no way. But I'm telling you what, he's always around the football. A long sustained drive last time by Air Force, but they missed the field goal. Had they been able to take that the length of the field and put a touchdown on the board, then it's a whole different story. But right now, They're down 3 scores. Morgan will keep, as Adrian said, going to try to take it up the middle, and he got 3 or 4 before Cody Patton put the hit on it.
When we saw Bo Morgan early in this season, of course, the weather was a lot harder. He seemed to tire in games when he got hit a lot. The way he's going to get hit by this Texas Tech football team, I mean, these are smaller guys that hit you with a lot of velocity. I think it's going to be tough on this guy to play the whole game with that type of hitting. And they're going to need his throwing in this football game. They need to open up the field a bit more. I agree with Adrian. They can't run it right up the pipe every play.
He's going to need more than one of those read-right strips by the time the game's over. Second down and 6. Straight up. Whoops. I was going to say straight up the middle, but the handoff never taken by Wilkerson. Morgan goes down.
Cody McGuire again on a crash stunt coming from that defensive tackle, going right at the quarterback's head. He's going to make Bo Morgan give the ball to the fullback and force it into Zach Thomas and Sean Banks. Cody McGuire is one of those defensive tackles that really came through for this defense for Spike Dykes this year. Just a sophomore, started 9 games, and he came through for the football team in an area that they need him the most.
Big fella, 6'5", 270. There's a 3rd and longs for Air Force this year. It's tough for them to pick it up. They've got 3rd and 6 here. Don't you know the Falcon right now is thinking, let me go, and I'll just see how tough that blimp is.
Little attack.
Morgan, quarterback draw. Bo's got the first down. Across the 40. Bo Morgan. 2 men to split, and he goes down at the 35-yard line as Dwayne Price finally wraps him up after a 41-yard gain. I agree with you, Gary. Bo's got a little more speed than he wants to let
Yeah, he doesn't let on everything. Quarterback draw again. It's been their best play in this game. This time to the inside. Adam Edwards, the center, gets downfield and makes a good block, and then he turns it upfield. And if Price didn't have the speed he had to come and close on the angle right here, this is a touchdown. But Air Force has no choice here. I think they're in 4-down territory. They have to put 7 points on the board.
First down at the Texas Tech 35. Here's that inside handoff. Not much for Rupp. He got 2 or 3. Zach Thomas is there.
Of course, Zach Thomas had the play of the year for this Texas Tech football team. They had interception with less than 30 seconds to go against Texas A&M when he got Corey Pullock's pass on 3rd down and put it into the end zone, and that's why they're in this game right here, that interception against A&M.
One of the most thrilling plays maybe in Texas Tech history, because they always try to make sure they can beat the Aggies or beat the Longhorns. That's the main goal of Spike Dykes and Texas Tech. I guess it's the main goal of any other teams in the Southwest Conference, which is soon to be defunct. But that was a huge one, the final play of that game for the win. 28-7, Texas Tech with a lead here with 6 minutes left. Here's Corey Pullock with not a good throw, but Zach Thomas a great play, Gary.
That was not his man. He was supposed to be covering the halfback on that play. The halfback blocked, went out, read Corey Pullock's eyes, stepped in front of it, and everybody likes to see this play except Corey Pullock. He's probably getting ready for his game tomorrow and probably watching. Sorry, Corey. Goes with the territory. I've had mine on a lot of times, too.
3rd down, as Gary said, they probably have 2 downs here to make the 2 yards they need.
And they're going to do it into the face of a blitz, I'll tell you that.
And they lost yardage, so now they've got more plays to worry about.
Sean Johnson, number 95, came from the outside that time. Defensive end. Plays a lot of football. They're going to rotate their defensive linemen. You see him to the outside of the formation, cuts inside his block that time for the defensive player, and makes the tackle.
Johnson with the loss of about 3, and now it's 4th and 5.
And just as we talked, even on 1st down, you knew this was 4-down territory. They should have given the ball to the fullback. They need to give it on those situations. They're not going to let Morgan run wide.
Now they've got a 3-wide-out looking offense with Ranger and Marsh and Bo with a straight drop and a blitz and trying to flare it out to Nakia Addison, the fullback, and it's incomplete. And if he would have completed it, Zach Thomas may have put Nakia Addison into a different county here in Tucson.
Yeah, Sean Banks that time, probably the most underrated linebacker in college football because he's playing next to Zach Thomas, number 46. He's got the best speed in that linebacker corps. He's the guy that was unaccounted for, came inside and put the pressure before Morgan can throw the ball. You'll see number 46 come inside, untouched. A little bit too much air on the ball, and you're right. The next guy that shows up in the screen is Zach Thomas.
So Texas Tech's high-powered offense, which has already produced 4 touchdowns, takes over.
Here it is again. Only 4 defensive backs on the field. They got a mismatch.
Lethbridge maybe wanting to take advantage of that. It's going to throw back to Adams. And Bo Adams, the other Bo in the ball game, out to the 39-yard line. He's very close to a first down.
Remember last time on first down, Dick Winder played the quarterback draw. This time he adjusted. Air Force went with only 4 defensive backs on first down last time. This time he says, you want to do that? We're going to throw the ball on first down. It's chess out there. It's not that complicated.
28-7. And Lethbridge, the hands part, he's got fresh legs because he hasn't been needed much. A couple of touchdowns to his credit tonight. About every second or third time he puts his hands on it, he scores a touchdown so far tonight because he has only 6 carries for 43 yards, but 2 of them scored. And they move the sticks at first down out to the 44-yard line. Zebby Lethbridge pump fakes one way, now spins around and finally goes down as Mark Durack, the linebacker, stayed at home and made the tackle for a loss back to the 40-yard line.
That's about the only way they're going to sack Zebby Lethbridge is when he gets out of the pocket and tries to scramble, because Durack and Cameron Curry that time were putting pressure from the outside. Jamie Mons was also putting pressure and forced him inside to Durack.
2nd and 14, firing it out left side, trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Laurent Hudgens makes the tackle, the senior out of Fairfield, California. He's a good player too, 6'1", 198-pounder.
He made the biggest change this year in this defense. Was a strong safety until this year, moved to free safety, struggled a bit, but now is comfortable with the position. I think it's his most natural position.
3rd down, 11. 3 wideouts to the right. Lethbridge is going to call a timeout. With the 3rd and 11 upcoming and just under 3 minutes left in the first half, Texas Tech with a 21-point lead.
Can France and Italy, Austria and England, Germany, Spain, and the Netherlands ever really agree on a single currency? Actually, they already have. Gold MasterCard. It's accepted at more cash machines around the world.
Excuse me, guys.
Than any other card. Look for your Gold MasterCard invitation in the mail and apply today.
Dear Midas, my wife's brake light had been flashing on, so we took the car to a repair shop. They failed to properly inspect the brakes and solve the problem. Then we took the car to Midas. Russ did a proper inspection and told me,
oh, your brake pads are worn, causing your master cylinder to use more brake fluid, in turn causing your light to go on.
Then I got new pads and a guarantee. I should complain to that repair shop, but I wanted to congratulate you instead. Thank you, Dave Buchanan.
Santa, I've had another job offer.
Oh, no. How can we change your mind? How about a raise? Company sled?
No one can resist Long John Silver's popcorn fish or new country-style popcorn shrimp. A quarter pound with fries is just $1.99.
Maybe if you gave me your popcorn fish.
Keep in touch, kid.
Right now, collect a holiday crystal for just 99 cents each.
28-7, Texas Tech, just under 3 minutes to go in the half. Tonight, the MetLife Blimp Snoopy 2 cruising the skies above the Copper Bowl. MetLife Blimp contains 70,000 cubic feet of helium. That's about the same amount Dick Vitale has in his body. And it measures almost 50 yards in length from nose to tail. Nice to have you along with us tonight, gang. Perfect night to be high above Arizona Stadium. 28-7. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Adrian Karsten with you at the Weiserloch Copper Bowl, controlled by Texas Tech to this point. 3rd down and 11. And now penalty markers on the play.
Laurent Hudgens that time faked a blitz and drew off one of the wide receivers for Texas Tech that time. 2 men in motion. They're going to get a penalty and 5 yards marched back.
Before the snap, false start on the offense, 5 yards from the previous spot, still 3rd down.
Gordon Reese is our referee.
You'll see Hudgens right here attack the line of scrimmage, and you'll see the movement out by this wide receiver right there, anticipating the snap.
I may have said earlier that Texas Tech had gone to this point without a penalty. That is their 2nd of the night.
Watch the quarterback draw or something very deep. They don't want a turnover inside the 50. to that draw. Very deep.
3rd and 16. Or maybe Lethbridge doing a little dance on his own. Now he does throw. Oh, man, he got a lot on that pass. Is it complete?
He was pushing out of bounds.
Stacy Mitchell with a catch, and the field judge says...
I think it was Hutchins that time pushed him out of bounds. Now, remember, the rule is different in college. When you push him out of bounds, he does not come into the field. He is out of bounds, and it's incomplete. Let's see. It's not where he comes down. It's where he's pushed. You'll see him up in the air. His feet... Well, I'll tell you, he might have got one toe.
He might have made the catch the way it was.
He might have got one toe down. I think he had a real legitimate gripe that time.
You know, Lethbridge made a throw like that in the Houston game at the end of the regular season. It's amazing. He's running at about a 4.6 pace, and then he just throws a rocket.
He's got a lot on the ball.
They did not give him the completion, so the punt coming up. And fumble covered by Air Force.
Doesn't he remind you of Jeff Blake, the way he can throw the ball out there? I mean, had him in college, he can really throw the ball.
ESPN's Thrifty Car Rental Bowl Week continues on Friday at 5 o'clock. Craig and Lee and Chris will start things off with the bowl kickoff show. LSU then against Michigan State in the Weed Eater Independence Bowl. And then Gary and I and Adrian will be out in San Diego for the Plymouth Holiday Bowl, pitting 10th ranked Kansas State against Colorado State. Colorado State, one of the 4 teams that was victorious over Air Force this year. And they finished tied for the top spot in the WAC at 6-2. Zach Thomas having a look. They try to go back to the fullback and out to the 29-yard line. Only a couple-yard gain for Nakia Addison.
Let's again take a look at Lethbridge, how he can rip this ball down. Again, running to his left. As you said, running about a 4.6 to his left. Puts that ball way out to his side and just throws it about 40 yards downfield right on the dot. And I really think that was a completion. The referee got his eyes up a little bit too high looking at the catch and didn't see the foot touch the ground.
2nd down and 8 for Air Force. Just over 2 minutes to go in the half. Morgan on the toss and the option. And here's an alley for Dante Johnson. He might go. Johnson inside the 30. Touchdown. 71 yards.
You know, Brett, I was just getting ready to say, here's the weakness of the Wishbone offense. It's not likely that they can hit the big play running it all the way. Well, there was the first time they were able to get the pitch outside, and Dante Johnson takes it all the way to get them back in the football game just before half.
Electrifying run and a career long for Dante, the senior, who takes it 71 yards for the touchdown.
And he really is a specimen. We saw him down on the field, Brad. He's a big-time, good-looking back. Wow.
That'll make you smile.
You know,
both his parents were in the military, retired now.
On the offense, 5 yards from the previous spot. We'll try to again.
You think you have that wishbone bottled up, you let it one time, you just lose leverage, one step, and it goes the whole way.
A happy senior wearing his Air Force uniform for the final time.
That really changed the complexion, but remember, there's still 1:59 left in this half, and that's plenty of time to move the ball the other direction.
That's true. Extra point is no good.
Yeah, and low again.
Kicking game has really been a problem tonight, and it'll be 28-13 with a missed extra. And remember, a missed 30-yard field goal too, where this thing would be a lot closer than it is.
It has been a problem all year. As we look back at that beautiful execution on that touchdown play, the option to the outside, one step. Jake Campbell to the left side of your screen is going to get the block. There's the alley to the outside. He cuts it up. Marcus Coleman from the right side of your screen, number 12, is going to be the last guy that has a chance on him. Takes kind of a poor angle, doesn't get there into the end zone. To the right side of your screen, Jake Campbell, number 8, is going to push out. There's the angle, the alley you're trying to get. And I'll tell you, that is as good as execution on the wishbone option play, the last phase, as you can see.
A Copper Bowl record romp, too, for Dante Johnson. His dad, a lieutenant colonel in the Army, mom, a major in the Air Force. How many uniforms do you think they got in their house?
No doubt what he was going to do in life.
Folks right now, I think, live in Lawrenceville, Georgia. And,
let's go now.
What a run.
That just makes it, if they get a stop here and go in at halftime, that was a huge point, but they go in at halftime 28-13, they're going to feel good about themselves, even though they have not really found a way to stop this Texas Tech offense.
Kurt Kremser to kick. Dane Johnson is the deep man of the trio for Texas Tech, and he'll draw a bead on this one at about the 10-yard line. Johnson goes wide and takes it out near the 30. In fact, got it to the 31. 21-yard kickoff return for Dane Johnson. A minute and 54 seconds away from halftime, and the halftime report coming up. Firing in the NFL. Sam Weish is out of work. And we take a look ahead to the coaches in the Fiesta Bowl and some Rose Bowl news. All that coming up at halftime.
Here we go. Plenty of time.
All kinds of time.
Boy, that's a change-up. They've got two backs in the backfield. I'm surprised by that.
Air Force can give anything to force a turnover. Here's Hanspard, though, and he's into the secondary in a hurry. Got about 17, 16 on the run before Michael Walker made the tackle. And he's patting himself on the helmet thinking, I put all those moves on and I didn't go any farther.
He almost tackled himself.
He's about the only guy that's been able to tackle him tonight. First down to 47.
Air Force tried to make a change in their defensive alignment that time, trying to match up with the fullback, bringing in another defensive lineman. And all of a sudden they had to take a timeout. They were not satisfied with the call. That's what that no huddle does to you. You know, one time you don't know if they're coming off that sideline with 4 wideouts, 1 tight end, 2 tight end, and you really have to really pay attention defensively and what you're doing and who you're trying to match up with defensively.
Let's check in with Adrian down on the field.
Brett, Fisher DeBerry was really disgusted about that missed extra point. Came off the field, says that doesn't. From now on, we're going for 2. We'll just option it in.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea. 1:42 left till halftime, and that's when Mike Tirico will be along to bring us all the news. Let's check in with him right now.
Okay, Brad, good news. Mike in a Box made the bowl game. Coming up on our halftime report from the Fiesta Bowl site in Tempe, news on Sam Weish and his NFL future. We will talk about the Fiesta Bowl, the proceedings getting ready to go on behind us at Sun Devil Stadium, and Leland McElroy, big star in our game coming up tomorrow night. Will he play? All that with Chris, Lee, and Craig, and me at the half.
All right, some people have Jack in the boxes. We got Mike in the box, and we've been doing basketball for a month. I've missed that. I've missed it. Darden with a catch, and close to a first down, about 1.5 yards short as he's run out of bounds by Calvin King. And it's going to bring up short yardage. Second down and about 2. 1:37. As Gary said, plenty of time. They're already into Air Force territory now at the 45-yard line. 3 wideouts, and they do keep the fullback in there with Hanspard. Lethridge looks both ways and fires far side. Darden again. And Darden diving for the first down marker. Did he get to it? Looked like it. By about the half the length of the side judge's spike.
Not only did he get out of bounds, he made the first down all in one, so he's going to stop the clock and be able to shift their offensive formation any way they want to.
Officiating crew from the Pac-10 tonight. And the referee Gordon Reese says first down, Texas Tech. Timeouts remaining, each with 1. And 1:26 left to go. At the 38-yard line of Air Force, Texas Tech with a 28-13 lead and a first down. And they had a little problem, I think, with the chains on the far side. So they momentarily halt play, and now the Red Raiders up to the line. They run faster to the line of scrimmage, their linemen, than some teams I've seen this year.
Absolutely.
And Lethridge out Darden again, slips on his own in front of Calvin King. He got a pickup of about 6, though. Second down at 4 coming up. And the clock running down to 1:14, 1:13.
Second down. This is still a down. They like to screen the ball to Hanspard.
Throw short. The butt going forward to the sideline. And he got there. First down. At the 30-yard line.
For the Raiders.
The Red Raiders. That's right. They'll move the sticks again. And they keep shuttling in wide receivers as Donnie Hart brought into play from the bench, and Field Scoville will go out.
I have seen a lot of quarterbacks throw the ball this year, and this guy's got as live of arm as anybody I've seen all year. He has a tremendously bright future for Spike Dykes.
And his head on a swivel at all times, it seems, when he drops in that pocket. He's hit 7 of his last 8. He's back to throw on first down.
He's got Heinspard.
And goes far side, incomplete. And it was Bo Adams, the closest man, but he threw that one away with 44 seconds left.
You can see the lack of pass rush, and that's out of respect for Zebby and what he can do on the quarterback draw and break in the pocket. They just don't want to see him in the secondary running around. They, again, would like to see him throw in the pocket, but he is proving that he can do it. From the outside, you'll see these guys just play wide the whole time. As a back comes out to them, they'll stay out, they'll look, they'll stay in their lanes. They're saying, I'm not going to let you get around me. What does he do? Get outside of him and make a play.
2nd and 10 at the 30.
There's the screen.
And Hotspur with a one-handed catch. Hanspard ran into his own man at the 15-yard line. How do you make that grab?
2nd down is their screen down. Sometimes you do things that you do, and you have types of plays you want to call for a reason. When you got a back like that, you just flip it out and he one-hands it, and now you're in a position to, with 33 seconds to go in the game, to put points on the board.
I thought Lethbridge overthrew him badly. Hanspard just put up a hand and pulled that thing in with one hand.
3 receivers to this side. One of them's not covered.
Go the other way to Scoville. Did he make the catch and stay in bounds?
Boy, I thought he was out. I thought he was out. Great catch, but I thought he was out.
And he was. They'll bring it back 2nd down. We'll get another look.
The ball again ripped to the outside. Mickey Dalton in coverage. He's up there. Does he get his foot down?
That's
boy, it is real close.
Looks like it's
right on the line. We need John McEnroe to come over in circles.
Yeah, right.
Yep, right on the line.
If he wore a size 10 instead of an 11, that's a 1st and goal. Lethbridge wide open at the 10 is DeBuck, and he goes to the 6-yard line with 14-13 clock running, and the final timeout's going to be taken, it appears, right here by Texas Tech. So well, now they can go one time to the end zone, can't they, Gary?
Well, absolutely they could, but 3 points are a big 3 points right now in this football game, so they want to keep the opportunity for the field goal. Absolutely.
Out of timeouts, the Red Raiders.
Now, we were in this situation the last game with Penn State and Michigan State. They threw a slip screen to a wide receiver to Bobby Ingram, when if he would have touched his knee, he would not have gotten the end zone. Right. So you absolutely have no idea what they're going to call in this situation, but the smart play would seem to me to be throw it into the end zone.
Dick Winter, the offensive coordinator there, I said, Coach,
now remember,
how many receivers you're going to use tomorrow, or tell me who all of them are, especially when you're in a 4 wide out. He said, well, we got about 10 of them, so
right.
it's your problem.
I only know the first 4. Remember, though, a 1st down does stop the clock. It's 3rd and very short. They can get a 1st down. So, one of those quarterback draw type play for a 1st down would also get them into a situation where they could snap the ball and ground it. I think they're going to throw the ball to the end zone.
3rd down. And a long one. 12 seconds left in the half. Morgan quarterback draw. Bo's got the 1st down. Across the 40. Bo Morgan. 2 men to split, and he goes down. Lethbridge rolls to his left. Getting some pressure. And did save the amount of time for the field goal.
He's going to get called for intentionally grounding the ball on this one, though, isn't he? I don't see a flag yet, but that was thrown.
A flag at the 18-yard line.
That was thrown clearly way out of bounds. That was not even close to being catchable.
Brian McCray was the guy that was putting some pressure on from his outside linebacker position.
There is a discussion whether he was throwing the ball to anyone. There is a flag down. Let's see if they pick it up.
The foul for intentional grounding is going to be picked up. There was an eligible receiver downfield, therefore no foul. It'll be 4th down.
So enough time for the field goal unit.
Sprint out to the side again, very comfortable going to his left, but you can see that ball is clearly thrown out of bounds. No one even close. The closest guy to that was playing a tuba.
And if he would have moved that tuba just a little bit, he'd have made a heck of a catch. 24-yard field goal attempt by Tony Rogers. Kind of a tough angle, but he drills it through there. Man, that thing was a howitzer.
He took the low track.
He did. Still 3 seconds left in the half, but 3 more points for Texas Tech.
Big 3 points, especially with the missed extra point.
31-13, Texas Tech.
You'll see the field goal, not much height on this one. Of course, the Air Force guys aren't very tall, so you cancel each other.
I knew that was coming.
How do you know that? I don't even know what I'm going to say. How do you know what I'm going to say?
Scoville gets it down and
a little punch shot low. Took about a 3-iron.
Yeah, got a nice divot out of that.
Yeah.
So we got 3 seconds left as we look high atop Arizona Stadium. And Spike Dykes doesn't need the headset for one play as he's ready to go to the locker room with a nice lead.
Yeah, and it's a pretty good offense. They have to be close to 400 yards, 370 yards, Pat McGrath, our statistician, is telling us. Oh, it's a lot of offense.
That's a lot of offense. Greaser will kick, and let's see if he line drives one and tries to keep it out of the hands of Jake Campbell, who has shown many times this year that he can take it coast to coast if you give him too many opportunities.
Now, Air Force putting up close to 270 yards in the first half, and they look like they don't have an offense in this game.
Amazing. We already have the longest run in Copper Bowl history by Dante Johnson. This is a fair catch type job. Taken at the 14-yard line. And the end of the half comes as Texas Tech gets down to cover Tobin Ruff on the kick return. 31-13 our halftime score. Texas Tech's Red Raiders looking good against the Falcons of Air Force. As we send it back to the studio, Mike Tirico. Michael.
Brad and Gary, thank you. The studio for this week is here in Tempe, Arizona with Craig James and Lee Corso. No Chris Fowler, though, for this half. So many points in bowl games. 77 in the first bowl game, 80 in the second one, 44 already here, and the second half ahead. Coming up, all the sports news of the day. We'll talk about what may happen if there's a tie game in the Fiesta Bowl in back of us in 6 days. Stay with us for halftime at the break of the Weiser Lock Copper Bowl. It's 90 miles to our south. Texas Tech leads Air Force by 18.
Halftime at Tucson, Arizona, the Weiser Lock Copper Bowl, and the Texas Tech Red Raiders with a 31-13 lead over the Falcons of Air Force. We welcome you back on a gorgeous night here in Arizona, everybody. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson. Gary, already Texas Tech, their shortest drive tonight for score is 63 yards. That was the field goal right before the end of the half. Everything else was long and picture perfect, and they started off from the get-go tonight. It
really was, and it's been a mismatch in formations. A beautiful job by the offensive coordinator, Dick Widner, this time, really setting up this game plan early. You'll see it on the first touchdown to Mitchell. A little bit of a mismatch. 3 wide receivers against only 2 defensive backs, only 4 on the field. Mitchell takes it right down the pipe. Lethridge finds it, rips it down the middle. This is the opening touchdown, and this set the stage for a tremendous first half offense. Late in the half, the wishbone offense clicked, pitch wide this time, out to the outside. Johnson takes it in there, a 71-yard touchdown, longest in history. Got Air Force back in the football game, but they missed the extra point. Instead of a 14-point game, they had a 15-point game. Texas Tech came back, kicked a field goal. A lot of offense in this football game, as you can see in the stats in the first half. And Zebby Lethridge, well, he has set a career in the first half, Brad. 305 yards in the first half of total offense. And you can see both teams are running good offense, but Texas Tech has been unstoppable.
370 total, and as Gary said, 305 for Zebby. The time of possession always misleading for the most part when you play an Air Force team, because they do have long sustained drives. And they had a couple tonight that should have gotten them some points. Remember, they missed a 30-yard field goal, too, after they went on a long drive that was about 65 yards and ended up with nothing to show for it. And Lethridge warming up that right arm that's been pretty accurate tonight. He's thrown it to 7 different receivers successfully, including the opening touchdown of the ball game.
He really has, and it's been his speed, the fear of that speed by this Air Force defense. Cal McCombs and the rest of the Air Force people have not been able to put a lot of pass rush on him and really given him time to throw the ball downfield.
Career highs in total yardage and rushing.
Actually, that stat wasn't right. That was passing yards and rushing. He's over 300 yards.
Yeah, 305 total yardage for him. Jake Campbell straight up the middle. Jake's had some nice kick returns tonight. Out to the 29-yard line, and that's where Air Force will go to work as we check in with Adrian Karsten.
Brad Visionberry is coming out of the locker room into the halftime break and asked him what he had to do to get back into the game. And he said, well, basically on defense, we got to stop that quick pass to the outside. It's that kind of yardage you guys are describing that really has him concerned. The other problem is that they don't have a whole lot of depth. If these guys are going to keep pass rushing, keep wearing them down on the defensive line, they don't have a whole lot of depth. If they're going to try and rotate guys through on offense, they got to control the ball, get a 5 or 6 minute drive going.
Let's see if they can start one of those right here from their own 29-yard line. Here's the counter to Ruff, and he got about 5 to the 34. Cody Patton got over there to make the hit.
Tobin Ruff is the biggest of the halfbacks in this offense and gets a lot of those plays run inside, counter plays. He goes 200 pounds. He's 6 foot, and he's just a sophomore, and expect big things from him in the future as Jake Campbell and Dante Johnson are both leaving.
2nd down and 5 as we open up the 3rd quarter. Ruff on the move. Morgan got tattooed as he handed it to Addison, the fullback. That's how I don't understand how guys that are the size of Bo Morgan can keep playing through 4 quarters of football. I mean, that was a simple handoff, and then he has to get pasted.
That's right. Whether he fakes the ball to the fullback or gives the ball to the fullback, he gets hit. Anthony Armour, number 37 this time, after he gets it, boom, you get a free shot at the quarterback, and that's part of the game plan. Those are like body punches to a boxer. I mean, they wear you down as the game goes on, and that's why you have such great respect for Bo Morgan, because he takes hits all game, every game.
3rd down and 4, Air Force. Morgan straight back, hit as he throws, incomplete. Intended for Jake Campbell. Marcus Coleman was out there covering.
I don't think Jake Campbell ever saw that ball. It was a very quick throw. Robert Johnson was back in coverage, put a lot of pressure on him that time. Bo Morgan had to throw it a little early. And I don't think Campbell, he just shook his head. He said, I never saw it.
First time 3 and out tonight for Air Force, and they've got a punt. That's not the way they wanted to start the 3rd quarter.
Especially after they gained 5 yards on 1st down.
That's right. Carr to kick. Dual return man at Johnson and Adams back. And good punt. Adams camps under it and dropped it at the 23. Still trying to find the handle, and does. He lost about a yard on the return, but it took a hop on him. He shakes it off. A loss of 1 on the return after a 43-yard punt. And Texas Tech now will take over on offense.
Adams this time, it was a real hard punt, and it did not seem to be spinning a lot. Not a lot of spiral. It was just knuckling down. Kind of handcuffed him. Bobbles it once. I think he dropped it twice right here. He looks up, and he's very fortunate to get the football.
So the Red Raiders start from their own 21-yard line.
I promise you, when you're working your offense this well, you're happy you got 80 yards to go.
They've had enough of those drives that have been 74, 75, 80, 80. And we said the short one ended in a field goal, and that was over 60. Hanspard on the touch. First play of the 2nd half. Byron with a couple of touchdowns in the 1st half. Has not been needed for that much.
Absolutely right. He's just, you know, it's almost, living in Detroit, I get to watch Barry Sanders play. That's just exactly how they're using Barry Sanders. You don't need him. They're throwing the ball so well. He's just enough of a weapon just standing back there.
2nd and 7. Lethbridge. Deep middle. Intercepted. Mickey Dalton on the pickoff on the ricochet, and Dalton takes it the other way. First turnover of the ball game, and he's still on his feet. And Dalton inside the 20 for the Falcons.
That ball was thrown about a foot too high. Field Scoville, number 87, went up. He was slightly open on the play. Pretty good throw. As you see Dick Winder right there say, not bad. Mickey Dalton is trailing. The ball's just a bit high off his hands. Dalton in that trail coverage gets it and then does a nice job. You wonder if he wasn't once one of those halfbacks before. That's right. Because he really read his blockers, cut back twice, and really put him now in a 20-yard line in position to put some points on the board.
32-yard nifty return. Dalton only his 2nd interception of the season. Certainly timely for Air Force. Morgan, late pitch. And only a couple yards for Jake Campbell. Robert Johnson, the linebacker, kept his ground. There's Mickey.
And Dane Johnson, number 13, did a nice job that time. The free safety coming up and playing the lane and forcing that play inside for Johnson to make the play.
Dalton was a running back for Air Force in '93 before he switched to defense.
You got that in your notes?
Also a kick returner.
All right.
So he does have some fancy moves after the interception.
So you didn't put in much pool time. You were up there studying, huh?
Second down and 8.
Quarterback draw.
Here he goes. Bo Morgan inside the 10, cartwheels his way, took a big hit, got 12 yards, and lands at about the 6 or 7 yard line.
I tell you, he get hit that time by Dane Johnson again, number 13, the free safety. Nice little play here, fake to the fullback. It's a quarterback counter this time. It's all the way, run all the way. Watch Johnson come from the left side of the screen, catches him right on the right knee, cartwheels him, ends into there on the 5 yard line on first down. First and goal, and Air Force is very successful in these situations on first and goal.
Ranger and Hendricks, the wideouts. Jake Campbell on a wing and in motion. There's the pitch to Jake Campbell. Campbell inside the 5. Did he get there? Touchdown. Jake Campbell from 7 yards out, and Air Force now probably will go for 2 points here, and they're right back in the football game.
It would make it a 10-point game. The option to the weak side of the formation this time. Good pitch, an early pitch, a good read. Campbell takes it to the outside. Really nice block by Dante Johnson that time. Remember, Campbell blocked for him on the other one. This time right. He returns the favor.
Good point. And Morgan stays in there as the play comes in from the bench as Fisher DeBerry told Adrian Karsten, we're going to go for 2 the rest of the time because of their kicking game and because of the way the game has transpired now. So here's a 2-point conversion attempt for the Falcons. First man through. Did he get there? He did.
Hey.
2-point conversion to Kia Addison.
Ran right through Zach Thomas that time. The give read was there all the way. They gave it from the 3 yard line, and they pick up 2 big points running the fullback up the middle.
The landscaping fell victim to the insect plague of 2004. Around 2019, a new use was found for automobiles. And by 2030, the house was on its 7th paint job. In truth, about all that's lasted since 1995 is the lifetime finish on the Wiser Brilliance brass handle set. Wiser Brilliance weathers a lifetime.
To all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. To all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. To all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Take a big back break. Have you had your break? At McDonald's, have you had your break? Today, let's eat.
When we designed the V8-powered Lincoln Town Car, first we gave it a spacious interior. Then we made sure it was remarkably smooth and quiet. Because we knew while other luxury cars may flex their muscles and scream for your attention, town car owners prefer the strong, silent type. The Lincoln Town Car, what a luxury car should be.
The Weiser Lock Copper Bowl is presented by Weiser Lock, quality lock sets since 1904, and in part by Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
Surprise, surprise. Air Force right back in the thick of it. Jake Campbell, a touchdown that followed Mickey Dalton's interception that set it up. The 2-point conversion by Nakia Addison. Now we got a 10-point ball game. 31-21. Texas Tech in front. Kremser to kick. And kick it he does. Short to the near sideline. DeBuck took it at about the 13-yard line. Flags down, way behind the play. Let's see if we have an illegal block on the return, about 15 yards away from where DeBuck's tackled.
Yeah, there was obvious holding penalty that time. John Robinson, number 51, was holding on the play, very obvious.
So that'll back it up inside the 20 for Texas Tech. So right now things going right for Air Force.
You'll see the hold this time. He just grabs him by the jersey. I could see this one as high as we were.
Who's leading in that dance? I'm not sure.
And he'll just cartwheel him down. Kind of hog. He's lucky he didn't have rope in his back pocket. He tied his legs together too.
That one won't make Spike happy. So the line of scrimmage now is the 12-yard line. And Texas Tech for the first time tonight in a little bit of a hole here. Worst starting field position of the night for either team. Lettridge. Deep sideline. Dangerous pass and almost intercepted. That could have been back-to-back picks by Mickey Dalton.
And that was zone coverage. And what happened with Mickey Dalton that time is there was not another receiver in the flat. So he just kept sinking with his man. You'll see it right here. Nobody comes and threatens to the outside, so he just sinks with Donnie Hart to the outside. He looks inside, turns around, nobody there, just keep going. There's the ball, reach up and make the play. Perfect defensive play by your corner that time. Running with the receiver, no one threatens in his area, just keep running.
So Mickey Dalton, a couple of big plays. The interception that set up the last Air Force touchdown and a broken up pass there. 2nd and 10 from the 12 for the Red Raiders. 3 wide out group as they have Hobbs in there at the fullback spot. Hanspard cuts outside and got a first down out near the 25. He's shifty. 13 yards on the carry.
Yeah, he's more than shifty. He's fast, too. He ran electrically timed 10-2 100 meters in high school. I mean, he has the entire package. He's durable, and he seems to be very smart with the football, knowing when to have the power with running and when to be able to get outside with the speed.
Only 9 carries, but 75 yards and a couple of touchdowns. First down, and out of that hole they were in now for Texas Tech at the 25. Lettridge finally got some pressure, but got away from it and throws it away. Somebody caught it on the Air Force bench.
I think he just shook off Schweihart that time, number 96, the nose tackle. The nose tackles for Air Force are not very big players, to say the least. 220, 230 type players. And Zebby that time just shook off Schweihart and was able to get rid of that ball and put it in the 2nd long. 2nd long, again, the scouting report says it's a down they like to run. The quarterback draw, they like to run the screen pass.
2nd and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Air Force showing blitz, and they're going to come with it. Lettridge again got pressure.
That was a quarterback. That was a screen pass all the way. They had men downfield that time. They should get a penalty.
And the flag flies from the near side. The linesman throws a penalty marker.
Kevin Ward, the center, was 10 yards down the field that time. He thought it was a screen. There it is. I think Harnsford did not get out that time in the screen, and then he threw the ball away. Let's see if we can find Kevin Ward downfield. I know he was open. He just,
he just can't catch it.
That's right. You'll see the center right in the middle of the play right there. Hanspard gets caught in the backfield. There go the linemen downfield. They're wide open. They're looking for the play. And that's going to cost you.
So Texas Tech sputtering a little bit with 2 penalties, 1 on the kick return and now 1 here to back them up to a 2nd down and 15. Already Air Force with 1 big defensive play in this third quarter.
I'm surprised Air Force didn't decline that penalty.
Lettridge throws complete to Buck, but dropped in a hurry. Immediately, Michael Walker is there to meet him.
That's the best tackle of the game, and that's usually the first thing that suffers in these bowl games is the tackling, because you do not work on it a lot. And that's the first time anybody's really wrapped anybody off in this football game. What I was saying on that incomplete pass, you know, 2nd and 15 is a little better than 3rd and 10 in my eyes. I'm surprised that that wasn't declined by Air Force.
It works out for him. It's 3rd and 11. And Texas Tech very few times has been in 3rd in this long a situation tonight.
Option.
Hanspard trying to get to the corner. Got there before anybody else, but he didn't get the first down. He's a yard short.
And that's going to force a punt. Boy, Hanspart has got the wheels to get outside.
Guthrie and Ransom got over there to knock him out, but he sure got to that corner in a hurry, but he got to the 34, and he needed to get to the 35.
That's 2 consecutive stops by the Air Force defense. Remember, they didn't come close to stopping anybody in the first half.
And now Air Force trying to get their punt return team out there in a hurry, and they do, as Brad Cade was roughed punting the only other time he kicked tonight.
I think now Tech has too many guys in the field.
Everybody's mixed up. And a timeout taken by Texas Tech. That adds to their problems. Spike Dykes is saying, hey, what's going on here this first 5 minutes of the third quarter?
They have computer-managed suspensions and the exclusive 32-valve V8 Intex system. Lincoln Continental and Lincoln Mark 8. They're encouraging some people to drive a whole lot more, and others, not quite as much. Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
Corbel, for people who know champagne.
Just over 5 minutes into the third quarter. Texas Tech with a 10-point lead, but Air Force has already scored a touchdown and a 2-point conversion in this quarter, and now about to get it back on what we anticipate will be a punt from Texas Tech. It's 4th down and less than a yard to go.
And I think Air Force will play very safe right here. They'll probably be in what they call a defensive stays position, forcing Texas Tech to punt the ball. They're going to play a fake.
Cade is set to punt, and that is Calvin King back deep for Air Force. Now they do drop a man back behind center, and that's their punt's coming. High kick, nice punt. Calvin King waits on it, takes it, and a flag goes down. I didn't see Calvin King call fair catch, but he's saying he did. And Marcus Coleman is wondering aloud whether or not he did.
Either way, he's got to give him 2 yards room to catch the ball. Marcus Coleman doesn't have much of an argument. If he didn't see the fair catch flag, he should have hit him. 2 flags were thrown on the play, though. There was a flag thrown early. There's a flag down on the 30-yard line before the ball was punted.
Holding call against Texas Tech.
I think Air Force will force him to punt the ball again. That must have been an early, but see, you did not give him the room to catch the ball. That's going to be a penalty. And if he didn't give the fair catch signal, why didn't Coleman hit him?
So he either would have been in trouble with that man, his coach,
right,
or with the officials.
Right.
That's a no-win situation.
That's what you call a no-win situation. And I think Air Force is going to put him back 10 yards and make a punt again, because that was a very effective punt.
So we'll watch the next upcoming punt. The 23-yard line is where Air Force would have had.
And now, just as long as they don't rough the punter, they'll be okay.
That's right.
Interference with the opportunity to make a catch by the kicking team. They violated the 2-yard belt. That penalty is refused. Holding by the kicking team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat, 4th down.
We already said that, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
All right. Fisher to Berry. Second guy from the top of your screen is going to get dragged down coming from the outside. That's the holding, and remember, that's a spot foul, so that's going to be almost a 15-yard penalty.
So now Cade is going to be kicking away inside his own 10. They look behind him.
They'll go for a return this time. Air Force rip.
Kick is not as good. King can run up on it. They did gain a lot, almost 20 yards already, and King hasn't even returned the ball yet. They got about 25 yards on the exchange there with a penalty.
That's exactly right. 25-yard penalty.
Don't forget, Rippy Car Rental Bowl Week continues tomorrow. Craig, Lee, and Chris will start things off. Then 14th ranked Michigan, Tim Biakabatuka, and Texas A&M. Leland McElroy is questionable with a sprained ankle in the Builders Square Alamo Bowl, but that is our game coming up as we continue our bowl festivities. We've got 8 bowl games coming up over the course of the next few days.
Air Force just got a dead ball foul, though, a 15-yard penalty. And I'll tell you, Fisher DeBerry will be all over someone with that one.
Dead ball, personal foul by the receiving team, 15 yards from the end of the run. It'll be first down and 10.
Well, they still gained about 8 yards on everything because that'll walk it back to the 31-yard line.
You're going to see it right at the end of this play. I think they're going to say he shoved his hand. Oh, man.
That's pretty weak.
That is pretty weak. That is real weak. Calvin King that time just basically pushed the guy away. He wouldn't let him up off the ground.
You look more like Calvin Klein on that one.
Right. That was not very vicious, was it?
So anyway, at the 34-yard line. So they did gain some ground, about what the penalty was on the other end. Now we're ready to go, hopefully. Campbell in motion. Give to the first man, and out across the 40-yard line goes Addison. Dane Johnson came up to make the stop. Good pickup, though, about 6 for Addison.
Yeah, nice pickup for Addison. Nice knockdown again for Bo Morgan. Hands off the ball to the fullback, and Corey Chandler, number 93, plants him into the ground. This is no fun playing quarterback when this happens every play. And that's who's assigned to the fullback, up to the quarterback. Those tackles are coming down and just planting Bo Morgan every play.
Chin music every time he has his hands on the ball.
It's either Chandler or McGuire.
10-point Texas Tech lead. Straight up the middle again, and a first down run to the 45 as Addison goes out before Banks and Cody Patton can make the tackle. McKee Addison's having a good game. He says, move those sticks. So a first down to the 45 for Air Force. Addison 48 yards on his 12 carries, so 4 yards a pop for Nakia tonight.
Nakia Addison was hurt earlier this season, has come back in and doing a real help at the fullback position, averaging nearly 5 yards a carry all year.
On first down, not much this time. Back to the line of scrimmage. Penalty markers down.
Yeah, right from the side official that time. That's good. Calls holding on the tight end.
So we've gotten penalty happy. Motion against Air Force, their 4th penalty.
I think Steve Hendricks must have moved or lined up offside. They called that one pretty fast. You know who we haven't seen is Craig Hancock. That's their home run guy, number 7, senior wide receiver. Last year he averaged 31 yards a catch. This year he's averaging 25 yards a catch.
Still first down.
No wide receiver except Mark Ranger with a short catch has caught a pass from the wide out position so far tonight.
And you really got to credit the 2 corners, Sean Hurd and Verone McKinley, the 2 bump and run corners for Texas Tech. They're matching up, not giving them anywhere to throw the ball.
Air Force on first down, all they've done is run it. This time the counter again in a big hole. This is going to be a touchdown. Dante Johnson's got himself another one. Forget about it. The last one was 71. This one's 60. And I mean in a hurry.
I tell you, I think you got to kick the extra point here right now, though. Even though you're having trouble, you just got to go for it because of making a 3-point game. Inside handoff. The Red Raiders are blitzing to the outside. They hit a hole. And there he is in the end zone. No free safety. All-out blitz. And that's what happens when you run an all-out blitz against that option offense. You leave yourself vulnerable to big plays.
You're right. They'll go for the extra point, Gary.
With a new kicker. No.
Randy Roberts, their old kicker.
Old kicker.
And that's what old kickers do for you sometimes. Holy mackerel, what a third quarter for Air Force.
What a game. I mean, just the whole game, it has been unbelievable back and forth. And Air Force playing in the WAC are used to these type of games.
That's right. They're used to the 48-45 type shootouts. And Dante Johnson, what a night for the senior. 2 long touchdown runs. Just the touchdown runs alone is 131 yards of his 145. Let's check in with Adrian Karsten. Hey.
Right, I'm with Vern Schroeder, president of Weiser Lock. Vern, there are signs all over the stadium that says this is a kick for Tucson. That's not a bad run for Air Force.
Not at all. This is a great event for the city of Tucson. We're very proud to be the title sponsor. I think we got a great crowd here tonight.
45,000 people is what they were talking about. This type of excitement in this game really helps the tradition of the Copper Bowl.
It certainly does, and Air Force has really come back to make a game of it, so it's going to be a high-scoring game and a lot of fun for everyone.
Vern, final point. Fisher DeBerry told me as he was coming out of the locker room, one final thing we have to do now is control the pace of the game. I'd say they've really kind of taken the wind out of Texas Tech sails here.
They've really changed the momentum in the last quarter and a half. They've really got the move on it.
Vern, we're going to let you go back, watch the game, have some fun. Brad?
Well, the teams have really enjoyed their stay in Tucson this week. Great job by the bowl committee folks here at the Copper Bowl. And I think the Texas Tech fans maybe thought they had it Weiser locked up at halftime. But Air Force has had the key to the third quarter. Now we got a ball game. DeBuck from the 5. And DeBuck stopped there at the 20. And now Air Force is geared up.
One more look at the breakdown in this play. A little motion across here. That takes back up Dwayne Price with the motion. No free safety in the game this time. There's the counter. Running to the side. No free safety. Man-to-man coverage. Sprint to the end zone, and nobody is going to catch him. Nice call. Remember, it was 1st and 15 on that call. All-out blitz.
This is the first time the game's been this close since we were tied at 7, remember. So now Texas Tech with a little different approach maybe. They'll go back to the ground game. Handspar. And Handspar out to the 38-yard line as he goes for 16 yards before Hudgens and Fernandez can track him down. This kid gets to the secondary as fast as anybody we've seen all year.
He absolutely does. You know, it's led the Southwest Conference again in rushing this year, and big specimen type guy. He's 6 foot. He's put on 10 pounds from a year ago when he was just about a 180-pounder, and he looks the part.
You know, he's got 102 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he's barely been used in this game. Lethbridge goes outside, complete. Darden makes the catch out near the 43-yard line. Got about 5 on the catch. So now it's 31-28 with 7:25 left in the quarter.
Not only does he run the ball well, but watch this time come up and pick up the blitz. I think it's Guthrie coming inside the linebacker, picks up his man one-on-one, makes the good block that allows the quarterback to throw the ball.
Lethbridge goes wide again to Darden. First down out at midfield. Mickey Dalton made a nice tackle, but Tony Darden, the sophomore out of San Antonio, made the tough catch. Wearing number 11 there, and he came in last year as a quarterback and battled with Zebby Lethbridge for the halftime in Tucson, Arizona. The Weiser Lock Copper Bowl and the Texas Tech Red Raiders with a 31-13 lead over the Falcons of Air Force. We welcome you back on a quarterback spot, and that guy won the quarterback battle, and what he ended up with is a good wide receiver.
And Tony Darden might be as healthy as he's been all year. He struggled all year with an ankle injury.
On first down, Handspar broke a tackle, and
that ball was loose.
That's what Air Force says. McCray comes out of the pile with it. No indication from the officials, so it's an 8-yard gain, I guess.
You could see the Red Raider lineman thinking the ball was loose, and he was running for the ball, and McCray had it.
Fisher DeBerry says, hey, how about a call? Second down along 2. 6.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Lethbridge using that left side. Completes it for the first down. To the 38-yard line. Flag flies in at the end.
I think they're going to get a face mask at the end of that play with Mickey Dalton and Michael Walker right there. I'm not sure who got it. But Stacy Mitchell is the guy who caught the short pass again.
Mitchell, the one that scored the first touchdown of the night from Lethbridge in the first quarter. Here's the call. Face mask it is, as Gary said. So But just when Air Force had everything going their way.
By the defense, 5 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Stacy Mitchell ducks on this. Remember, Stacy Mitchell's only 5'5", so when you try to reach down and grab him low, you know, if he's ducking too, you could be trying to shoot top tackle him and get his face mask. I know Fisher's a little bit discouraged with those short passes, but I don't think they match up well. They got to give him something, and that short pass is what they're giving him right now.
First down at the 32 of the Falcons. Red Raiders with a lead in the ball, and Hanspard on a handoff. Byron Hanspard, almost 10 more. Popped through the left side. Guthrie tripped him up. Guthrie's been in on a lot of stops. Hanspard, though, he just has that look of a guy that's going to end up with 200 yards rushing in this game, and you're going to wonder how he got it.
That's right.
I guess 9 yards a pop, you get there in a hurry. 3rd and 1. 2nd and 1, rather. Ledridge. Incomplete. Intended for Darden. And nice coverage by Kelvin King. 11 on 11 out there.
The ball was slightly high as Brad called it. Pass, a quick hitch to the outside. 2nd and 1. And King comes up and puts another wrapping tackle. And that's key. If you're going to make guys throw hitches in front of you, you have to come up and wrap them up. If they run for 5 yards and throw the ball there, you got to not let them get any more yards after the catch.
Red Raiders have missed on their last 4 third down situations. Hanspard doesn't miss this time. Broke a tackle. Hanspard, 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Ball loose. Covered by Texas Tech. They blow it dead, though, at the 2. 22-yard run.
Yeah, not bad. He accelerates so well. This is the counter tray. The pulling guard and tackle are going to come across like this. Come in behind him. Hanspard, once he sees the crack, can really take it. Guard and tackle. Hendricks, Scherler coming in. Lee Guthrie had a handle on him one time, but he runs right through that one, and as he hits the ground right there, the ball comes loose.
Extra tight end comes in now as they've got that short yardage goal line. Offense, Ledridge wants to throw. Had it tipped in the air and almost intercepted. Jamie Maughan's got a hand on it.
Sometimes you can get a little bit too fancy. Those are the plays that work real well, and it's an easy touchdown, but it almost was disaster, especially with the type of running back you got back there. 2 guys open, should be an easy touchdown this time. Maughan gets his hand on it, and that ball was almost picked off. John Finnan, I think, was the guy who had a shot at it.
So 2nd down and goal at the 2. Stay with a 2 tight end set. Full house backfield. Air Force almost jumped. Hanspard to the end zone. Nobody touched him. Penalty marker down as he's got his 3rd score of the night. But again, flag on the play. I think it's Air Force jumping in the neutral zone, but we'll wait and see what Gordon Reese has to say.
Offside on the defense. That penalty is refused. Touchdown is good.
3rd of the night for number 4.
Air Force anticipating the snap count. Jump into the neutral zone. Straight ahead handoff, isolation play. Really nice block by Rod Hobbs that time, the fullback. And Hanspard walks it into the end zone.
3rd rushing touchdown of the night. This one from 2 yards away. And Tony Rogers in for the point after. Scoble to hold. So Texas Tech trying to regain some of that momentum and supremacy that they showed through the first 2 quarters. After Air Force had tightened things up to a 3-point game, they've stretched it back out to 10. With 5 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Texas Tech back on the board. They lead by 10.
This month, the $1 Million mega hits are playing on Direct Ticket, and we're talking big box office with these babies.
Santa fell off your roof.
Tim Allen's Big, Big, Big.
Now you're Santa, okay?
When he steps into the shoes of the man in the fuzzy red suit, the Santa Claus.
Let's do this right. No gunshots, no dead bodies.
Will Smith and Martin Lawrence prove they can blow up stuff with the best of them. Bad Boys.
I will think of you dead until my husband makes you so.
Liam Neeson's armed with only a broadsword and a brave heart. Rob Roy. High-tech diamond hunters face the ancient fury. Hidden deep within Congo, when the fate of the world hangs in the balance.
The use of nuclear weapons has been authorized.
How do you stop? Crimson Tide. And Billy Crystal and Deborah Winger are trying to remember what love is all about.
I just had one of those. I had a bird glued to my head day.
If they can only forget Paris, the biggest of the big, playing this month on Direct Ticket.
Let your imagination run wild with these two fantastic adventures playing this month on Direct Ticket. The ultimate experiment in fear becomes a world of dreams and delusions. Now terror has a face. Night Scare. They're a band of warriors who want to rule the world. One problem, they're about to meet their match. Blood for blood. The entertainment you want to watch is right at your fingertips. This month on Direct Ticket.
With Gary Danielson and Adrian Karsten, Brad Nessler with you from the Weiserloch Copper Bowl in Tucson, Arizona, Texas Tech. Another 79-yard drive. I mean, how many 79, 80, 75-yard drives can Spike Dykes' team put together? They just keep doing it. A little under 3 minutes that time before Hanspar takes it in from 2 yards out.
Their Air Force shouldn't feel too bad. There's a lot of defenses that couldn't stop this offense the way they're clicking tonight.
Kick coming up. Jake Campbell waits at the 3. Jake's been just taking it straight up the middle, and here he goes again. Out across the 30 to the 31. You just get the feeling one more block and he's going the distance. But another nice kickoff return by Jake Campbell. Thrifty Car Rental Bowl Week continues Friday on ESPN. Chris, Craig, and Lee will get it started at 5. Then a Pool and Weed Eater Independence Bowl pits LSU and Michigan State, and then Kansas State number 10 against Colorado State in the Plymouth Holiday Bowl at 9. From high atop Arizona Stadium in Tucson, you look down at the Weiserloch Copper Bowl field, a beautiful field in tremendous shape tonight as we were down there before the game. Adrian mentioned a fast track. Well, fast enough that already we've got 38 for one team, 28 for the other. Nicky Addison again on the carry. Short game. Zach Thomas and company close the door on him in a hurry.
You know, you've been doing a lot of basketball games. It's just like a basketball game.
Pretty much.
They need to put a three-point arc out there. You get an extra point if you score from the 30-yard line.
Air Force would like to have their three-pointer back that they missed earlier in the game. We'd have a touchdown difference. They missed the 30-yard field goal. They missed an extra point. And there's the total yardage. We're heading for 1,000, folks. That was our goal coming in.
What, after 3 quarters?
Yeah, that's right. Maybe 1,200 more likely. Bo Morgan, quarterback draw. It's been pretty good to him tonight. This time he doesn't get a first down, and he takes a big shot from Sean Banks, who's been in on back-to-back tackles. Got it out to the 37-yard line.
Quarterback draw, one of the most successful plays, but this time Sean Banks is keeping his eyes on Bo Morgan. Kind of plays off the box by Adam Edwards that time to center and makes the play. The fastest of the linebackers, Sean Banks, plays inside right next to Zach Thomas.
6'2", 224. He's probably a better pro prospect than any of them back there, and he's making his 42nd straight start. Durability, size, speed, and he can hit you. Morgan drops back and throws long and overshot his intended receiver, and they finally went to Hancock, their home run hitter, but that one's way too far in front of it.
And again, it's that 3rd and 5 area that really Texas Tech has to try to get this offense into, and when they have to struggle and throw the ball, good coverage that time by the corners, forced the long pass, and one of those situations where Air Force is now going to have to come back and punt it back to Texas Tech, who's hot.
Adams and Johnson await the kick of Steve Carr. Carr, line drive spiral, taken by Johnson at the 23. Dane Johnson, flag down, has a good punt return going, but it's coming back.
This time I think it was Robert Johnson, number 7, that did the holding.
22-yard return, and Johnson comes up holding his left leg a little bit at the end of that. And they will bring this back. So that negates a great return and excellent field position, and Dane Johnson goes out with a sore left knee to show for it.
And remember, Dwayne Price, his backup, was on the field the last time they hit the big touchdown when he went the wrong way.
By the receiving team during the run back. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
And that puts it right about 81-yard drive.
Well, they haven't had one of those tonight.
No, right.
So the Red Raiders come back out with a 10-point lead, 3:17 left in the quarter, and a lot of pain on the face of Johnson on the sideline. Let's see if they go back to Hanspard. He's been the guy that's picked him up this quarter. They'll try the fullback, and he does a nice job. Hobbs gets 6 to the 25. Rod Hobbs, a 240-plus pounder out of Denver.
The fullback did not get a lot of carries in this offense, but they've been very effective when they do get the ball. They're averaging 5.7 yards for the season, both of the fullbacks combined.
And Hobbs has never had a carry this year where he's lost yardage. That's always a good thing to look at. You don't want your fullback being stopped for a 2-yard gain. It's always going forward for him. He comes up as an extra tight end basically in this set. Here's Hanspard, broke a tackle. Hanspard with great speed. One man to beat. Waiting on Ransom to make his move and cuts inside it and got to the 12-yard line. Sam Ransom hung in there to make the tackle. But Byron Hanspard, who has been electrifying tonight, just goes 63 yards to tie a season-long run for him. And as I said earlier, I think he's on his way to 200.
Absolutely. It's the counter play again. Run right at Hobbs, who lined up as a tight end, as you called it. And then the great patience this time. Bo Adams is out in front of him trying to do it. Ransom turns it in, did a nice job of buying some time and making the tackle. But Hanspard, he has such vision and such a feel for running the ball. He just doesn't go for it every play. He's patient with the ball.
204 yards
yeah,
already.
That's what I said.
Here he comes again, his 17th carry. Spins his way to the 5. Got about 7 more yards before Calvin King can put the stop on. And now we start to track Hanspard through this game, and you start to wonder, can he put 300 on the board?
If they give him the ball, he can.
There's his numbers tonight. Man. And they barely used him in the first quarter. In fact, he had a fairly quiet first half for him.
It's a tough matchup for this Air Force defense. They just don't have the speed with the 2 safeties to match up with the wideouts, and then Hanspard and Leftwich are too quick for their linebackers.
Hobbs, forward progress might have him the first down or very close to it. Hudgens and Fernandez made the tackle. You can see Rod's a big fella.
I really think this Texas Tech team is going to do well in the Big 12. They've got a good offense, and they defensively, you know, they're going to play good defense with the front people that are coming back on their defense.
They will really miss Coleman and Thomas and Banks. That's what Spike Dykes was telling us yesterday. But you know they'll start to fill holes through recruiting.
What did he say? They played linebacker so long. It's Hitler was a corporal when they started.
Third down and less than 1. Hanspard, touchdown. Nope, they didn't give it to him, but he is on the goal line. King and Guthrie made the stop right there, right outside the blue line.
Well, now, which one of those is the goal line?
The white one.
Inside isolation play. Coming up, Kelvin King and Lee Guthrie stop him. That reminded me of that play against Florida State, just exactly like that.
That's right.
They did get the first down, though, so it's first and goal.
First and goal inside the 2-foot line.
The only question is, which line does he have to get to?
Number 4. Penalty markers down.
See, if he gets to the blue line, you only need the blue line, that's a different call than the white line.
Call icing, couldn't we, or something?
Right.
Before the snap, full start on the offense, 5 yards from the previous spot, still first down.
Mashburn, the tight end, I think moved a little bit. The extra tight end on the right side. He's been playing that right wing in the short yardage situation.
Well, you need a right wing when you got a blue line. Who's on left wing is what I want to know.
We're going to change lines and get you out of here to keep this up. First and goal, now just outside the 5. Hanspard heading for the corner, but he's not going to get there. Nice job to spread it out. Dalton finally ran him out. Hudgens, though, is the man that made him go wide.
Sean Finnan that time, number 91, the backup linebacker, I thought had an angle, and I think he thought he had an angle, but he just didn't catch up.
End of 3 quarters. Air Force closed the gap. Texas Tech had an answer. Now the Red Raiders down close again. quarterback spot, and that guy won the quarterback battle, and what he ended up with is a good wide receiver.
And Tony Darden might be as healthy as he's been all year. He's struggled all year with an ankle injury.
On first down, Hanspar broke a tackle, and
that ball was loose.
That's what Air Force says. Well, Craig set to start the fourth quarter from the Weiser-Lock Copper Bowl in Tucson, Arizona. 15 minutes left, a 10-point Texas Tech lead, but the Red Raiders are at the Air Force 3-yard line with a second down and goal. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, and Adrian Karsten with you. Hanspard, number 4, the tailback in the power backfield. Lethbridge wants to throw for this one. Scrambling around, going one-on-one with DeRock, and now heads to the corner himself.
It's almost not fair, isn't it?
Not fair at all.
DeRock is out there playing his position as well as you can do it. You just got a guy you can't cover. You're in one-on-one coverage with a guy who's faster than you are. DeRock saw every move. DeRock, playing outside linebacker, was a nose tackle for this team last year. He's out in space, and Lethbridge just abused him.
Lethbridge and Hanspar can make a lot of people look like they're out in space when you try to tackle them. And the extra point from Tony Rogers is upcoming.
Nothing DeRock could do. He's just not a good enough athlete to stop that play.
He hung in, waiting for some help from his friends. Didn't get it. Extra point by Rogers is good. And Lethbridge now has 2 touchdowns tonight. Hanspard has 3. And it's Texas Tech 45-28.
The only problem with Lethbridge on this one is he traveled. I didn't see him dribble the ball. In the NBA, that's a good move, but he can't do that in college.
And Spike Dykes, touchdown. He'll take it.
Just like we drew it up.
Yep. An exciting Texas Tech team. Snoopy's a big football fan and is cruising in the MetLife blimp above the Copper Bowl in '95. The MetLife blimp traveled more than 60,000 miles across the United States. And there's Snoopy. I don't know if you knew this, but he's the mad punter when they play football.
Where have I seen that Snoopy before? I'll tell you that.
There he is.
The Nessler tie.
Planning his flight plan tonight right there. That's the tie that my daughter gave me for Christmas. So we go hand in hand and tie to blimp. Nice to have Snoopy with us. Great shot you're giving us, guys, from high above Arizona Stadium.
Texas Tech, really, after just 3 quarters, 559 yards total offense. Projected, if they keep on going, and I think they probably will, 740 yards. It's already a season high.
And a good kickoff again. Jake Campbell over the shoulder makes the grab and has to take a knee. As Jared Greaser has really been nailing the kickoffs tonight.
Yeah, and when he doesn't, Campbell brings it out to about the 35 every time.
So that'll be the 20 for Air Force.
Here we go. They got to get some points on the board. They know their defense is struggling with this speed on offense. They got to put a drive together and score.
Bo Morgan out to the huddle. Fisher DeBerry's troops came in 8-4 on the season. 4-way tie for the top spot in the WAC. We'll see another one of those WAC co-champions in Colorado State a couple nights from now, Friday night. And the Plymouth Holiday Bowl from San Diego. Gary and Adrian and I will make the trek over to San Diego.
What a play by Zach Thomas, excuse me, Brad, that time. Coming from behind on Bo Morgan. They say he might not be big enough or fast enough to play. I disagree. He's going to be a fine, outstanding pro football player as an inside linebacker. Reminds me of a Chris Spielman, a teammate of mine, old-timer Houston Oiler. Remember Greg Bingham?
You bet.
Another type of player who was a little bit undersized, who just knew all the shortcuts to get there and make the play.
5th tackle of the night brings up 2nd and 4. And a couple yard gain short of the first down for Craig Tanner. Let's check in with Adrian.
Brad and Gary, I was watching Thomas in pregame warm-up. One of the things that he does that's so good and so much better than other linebackers I've seen is his pursuit angles. Not chasing the ball where the ball has been, but where it's going to be. He's just got this innate ability to be where the ball is going to be. I don't know how he does it, but he does it very well.
His brother last year was in the secondary for Texas Tech, who ironically started his college football career at Air Force and then transferred. And both of them were all Southwest Conference last year. And there's Zach in on another stop as Bo Morgan slips. But he and his brother Bart, consensus all Southwest Conference performers. It's never happened before in the history of the conference that brothers would be all conference in the same year. And those two did it last year. brother's a high school football coach now in Texas.
They list him 6 foot. I promise you he's not 6 foot.
Nope, either that or I've really gotten a lot bigger. Carr to punt.
I don't think it matters, though. Linebackers just don't have to be that tall.
Sam Mills and Singletary and guys like that prove that, too. Here's Carr, fake punt. Can he get to the stick? Nice play defensively by Monte Rager, the freshman who made the stop.
Monte Rager, one of the outstanding freshman recruits out of Texas last year. True freshman playing defensive end. I thought he had this, but I'll tell you, the speed up front for this Texas Tech team. You see Rager run from behind and make the play. He's 245 pounds, a true freshman, and he just ran down the punter.
There's no doubt that Air Force relies on their quickness and their shiftiness, I guess, and probably their discipline. But you get their team out there and run wind sprints with Texas Tech, they're not going to win that.
No, and I don't know if he did that on his own or not. I could not tell. It looked like it was a called play.
Hansford inside the 20 to the 19. Cameron Curry runs him down there. We are in the 4th quarter of the Weiser-Lock Copper Bowl, and number 4 has had quite a game. Byron Hansford, the sophomore, 6-footer, 190-pounder with blazing speed that he's shown us at times tonight, including a 63-yard romp the last time Texas Tech went on a scoring drive.
Ransom is coming off the field limping badly. Brian Malloy is going to be his backup into the game. Looks like his left ankle, I guess, right? Left ankle, left knee.
Appears to be. Sam, a senior, playing his final game in Air Force uniform, as is Laron Hudgens back there, the 2 safeties. And Kelvin King, one of the corners. So a senior-laden group in the secondary for Air Force as Hansford goes for the first down to the 15-yard line.
We're in the 4th quarter of the game. It's 45-28. If you're a young high school football player, an offensive lineman, watch the Red Raider offensive lineman run up to the line of scrimmage. They are impressive. They're running up like it's the first play of spring practice, getting ready to play. Turn around, run up, get ready to play football. Is that impressive or what?
Yeah, it is. First down at the 15-yard line. Inside handoff. Ooh, Guthrie just let Todd Walker have it.
Casey Jones, the left guard, came across and for a trap block. Guthrie read it all the way. His guard crossed in front of him, and he hit it from behind right in the mouth. You'll see the crossing action. He comes from behind, exactly how the linebacker's supposed to play it in a 5-2 defense. The backside linebacker runs underneath it.
Guthrie has played as hard and as long as you can possibly go tonight. Here it comes on a blitz. Lethbridge has plenty of time, though, now dances in the pocket. Hansford, nice play by McCray to break that up. With 11:24 left, that means we're 11:24 away from Sports Center. Coming up tonight, they'll bring you up to date on the NFL firing of Sam Weish, the NBA news and previews of the Rose Bowl and Fiesta Bowl coming up on Sports Center following us, and then we'll be taking you out farther west to the Rainbow Classic for college hoops. Thanks. I wouldn't even have had to mention it. Lethbridge, way too much time to throw all night long. To the end zone, incomplete. He had a man open, but he'd fallen down. Both Darden and Mitchell were there. I think it was intended for Stacy Mitchell.
Did they collide or did they just slip? Because that ball was thrown. They're looking at each other as the play went on.
Both of them were in the general vicinity. And it brings up 4th down, and a field goal unit will come on for Texas Tech as they try to tack on 3 more. Boy, for a team that got shellacked last year in the Cotton Bowl, and they were embarrassed by it, they're trying to return the favor to Air Force. Yeah. I mean, they're going for their 48-point right here.
Well, you know, all due respect to Air Force, though. Air Force is not Southern California.
Exactly. And perfect on the field goal by Tony Rogers. 31-yarder. Spike's troops strike again with 11:15 left in the ball game. They lead by 20.
Some people you'd rather not have in.
My daughter-in-law.
I told you it was tomorrow.
And others you really don't want in.
So protect your home and family with Wiser Lock. Make the wiser choice. Keep those out you don't want in, whether they knock or not.
Are the mad ones, the ones who are mad to live, mad to talk, mad to be saved, desirous of everything at the same time. The ones who never yawn or say a commonplace thing, but burn, burn, burn like fabulous yellow Roman candles, exploding like spiders across the stars. And in the middle, you see the blue center light pop, and everybody goes, oh.
It's as old as the wheel. Man seeks rental cars that are not only nice, but of course nearby. That's why Thrifty made them so handy. With car rentals right at the airport or right in the neighborhood.
Look for the Thrifty location nearest you. And don't forget to use your Montgomery Ward credit card at Montgomery Ward Car Rental at all Thrifty locations.
Your neighborhood Thrifty car rental, historically known for low rates.
The Wiser Lock Copper Bowl is presented by Wiser Lock. Quality lock sets since 1904. And in part by Volvo. Volvo reminds you to drive safely.
Red Raider fans have had reason to cheer tonight. They're up 20 with 11:15 left in the ball game. Kick off a line drive this time. Jake Campbell's got to take it on a hop. One hands it at the 8-yard line. And Jake gets out to the 23-yard line. We've got 76 points in this game already, and yes, folks, that is a new Copper Bowl record. 3 of those touchdowns scored by Byron Hanspard, and his rushing totals also new Copper Bowl records. Dante Johnson's 71-yard touchdown run for Air Force, a new Copper Bowl. I love being part of this record-breaking performance.
I think Tech was offside there. I think they're going to have to kick off this ball again.
The kicking team was offside on the kickoff. That's a 5-yard penalty and a re-kick.
Spike Dykes' 9th year, 55 wins, and his 3rd bowl game in a row. He actually took over this time 10 years ago, 2 weeks before the Independence Bowl. He took over the head coaching duties of the Red Raiders. Lost that game to Ole Miss, but in this bowl game, his team was ready. We talked to him yesterday, and Gary, you said to him, you know, some of the things you have to worry about is whether your team is really up enough for a game against an opponent, whether it's Air Force or not. But I think they proved tonight they came to play.
Yeah, especially when you're playing one of the academy schools. Sometimes, and Ohio State found out a nasty lesson a few years ago in the Liberty Bowl. You can look past. There's not enough to really play for sometimes. But he said his guys were ready. They've won 7 out of their last 8, and they wanted to go out winners.
Ransom, rather rough, takes it, one of the up men. Selvin Ruff out to the 34-yard line. And that's where Air Force will go to work. Fire on Ice continues on ESPN2. Hartford Whalers and Pittsburgh Penguins tomorrow night, 7:30. Brendan Shanahan of the Whalers battles the league's top 2 scorers, Mario Lemieux and Yamir Yeager. That's tomorrow, 7:30 on the Deuce. And of course, bowl games going on like crazy on ESPN over the course of the next 6 days. Still 46 degrees here in Tucson as we are in the 4th quarter on a perfect night for football. And Bo Morgan, it's not going to be perfect for Bo because he's going to be going until the final gun. And right now he's really got an uphill battle down 20 with 10:45 left.
You know, I think Bo wanted to pitch that one, but Todd Eilers, a replacement, a reserve, came in that time and was a bit too wide for the pitch, so Bo just had to eat it. Eilers came in as a substitute for Jake Campbell when Jake was forced to miss a couple of games with an injury and did real well in the Fresno State game, gaining over 100 yards. Same play, and this time he gets the pitch a little bit better in formation.
And he gets it with a head of steam and very close to a first down, and a flag goes down. I think they're going to have a late hit on the sideline.
And I can promise you Bob Knobloch that time saw the same thing I did, said run the same thing and get better sync, get a better relationship with your quarterback, and you'll get the ball.
Flag down to the backfield too, though, so now we have to sort it all out. It appeared that Texas Tech had a late hit on the sideline, but if the flag in the backfield is against Air Force, we'll let these guys figure it out.
Yeah, that's not our job.
That's right.
I looked at my job description. I don't have to.
It's not in there. Right. Nope. That 43-page contract of yours is not on any of those pages. Here's a call from Gordon Reese, our head referee tonight.
There are 2 fouls on a play, and both of them will be penalized. Personal foul on the defense, 15 yards from the end of the run. The second foul is a dead ball. Personal foul on the defense. That's another 15 yards. Total of 30 yards. First down and 10.
That's one of the bigger plays of the night. Third biggest play of the night.
Well, what happened is Bo Morgan, after he pitches the ball, I think, is driven into the ground, and that's the call on one side, the backside of the play. And then right at the end of the play here, you're going to see a dead ball foul right there. Zach Thomas is going to get 1 penalty. The dead ball foul. That's as good as you can get. That's like double Scrabble. Yep. You get all the points right there.
When you take away Bo Morgan's 41-yard run and Dante Johnson's 2 long touchdown runs, that's about the biggest play of the night for Air Force. All the way to the 25-yard line. First down for the Falcons. And a fullback for 4. Craig Tanner brought down Cody Patton. He's had a busy night on the defensive line for the Red Raiders. Moves it to the 21-yard line, down to the 10-minute mark, and a 20-point difference. Texas Tech in front. Second down and 6. Morgan, late pitch. Run out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Todd Eilers again. And again, Bo Morgan's adjusting his chin strap after letting go of the football.
He appeared to be hit pretty hard that time. They blocked the quarterback man that time with the halfback and ran around him this time. You see they get the block right there, runs around the outside defensive end that time. Sean Johnson pitches late, but Marcus Coleman does a good job. And Zach Thomas with the hit after the pitch. That's what you do to the quarterback. Just keep hitting him.
Third down and 3, but 2 down territory, obviously, for Air Force here. Tanner straight ahead. He's got the first down. He's got it down near the 11-yard line before Sean Banks can drag him down.
I like Craig Tanner, and that's the look of the backfield you're going to see next year. Nakia Addison, Craig Tanner, Tobin Ruff, Todd Eilers are all coming back along with Bo Morgan. You can assume they're going to put big numbers up again next year to this rushing attack.
Overgate can get scores at 10, 30, and 50 passes every hour. Each and every day, 24 hours a day on ESPN. Our score 48-28. Texas Tech. Air Force trying to change that score, though. Morgan just tucks this one away. And Bo knew he was going to run this one all the way. He put the football in the right arm and did what he could, and he got about 4.
I don't know if many people have had the fun of playing high school or college football, but I'll tell you, and I promise you, getting hit all game as a quarterback when you weigh about 175 pounds and you're getting hit and hit and hit by outside linebackers, defensive ends. That time Robert Johnson and Sean Johnson both tagged him.
Air Force can get a first down at the 1-yard line. Tanner straight ahead to the 4. Where it's going to bring up a third down and 3.
Tanner is the biggest of all the backs for Air Force. Goes about 225 pounds, and he gets a head of steam. And what you really need sometimes to give the fullback the ball and just give the quarterback a blow.
Just inside the 5. Third down and a very long 3. Coming up with 8:20 left. But again, Air Force in that area where they're going to go for it, obviously, if they don't get it here. So they got a couple of plays to try to get 4.5 yards.
They could sneak it almost.
Morgan, no gain. And it's the little guy, Robert Johnson, the linebacker. Flag down on the play.
I think they came with the blitz outside, and Robert Johnson stepped over the line of scrimmage for an offside. Half the distance is still going to be short, though, I think, of a first down.
Richie Marsh was mixing it up, the lone wide receiver for Air Force out there with the Texas Tech cornerback, too. But it is, as Gary said, against the Red Raiders.
It's either Coleman or Johnson to the outside of the formation. It is Coleman, number 12, steps across the line of scrimmage at the snap. Those two guys coming off the corners, that's what they do all game, come off the corner.
Third down and about a yard. A yard for the first down, 2 yards for the touchdown. Tanner, the fullback in there, Campbell and Eilers, but it's Morgan straight ahead, and Gary said they could almost sneak it. He might have got the first down, but he didn't get the touchdown. Sean Banks down at the bottom of the pile, number 46 again. And it is going to be first and goal, I believe, for the Falcons.
And he ran right behind Brett Sillison, his best offensive lineman, all whack, senior number 69, and that's always a safe bet going behind Sillison. One of the outstanding Air Force football players and a great career.
First and goal. The Air Force Academy less than a yard away from the Texas Tech end zone again. Again, buoyed by 30 yards worth of penalties on back-to-back personal fouls on the same play. Bo Morgan. Did he get in? Not quite. You gotta love that. Air Force saying touchdown, and the Texas Tech team saying nope, didn't get there. And now they say touchdown. Okay, that's the latest call we've seen all year. Referee came out of the pile, said touchdown.
And unfortunately for Air Force, while they were determining whether he scored or not, about 20 seconds ran off the clock. While they were looking on piling, I don't know why the official didn't stop the clock, because it just kept running down. There's only 7 minutes and 9 seconds. But as you said, with the 30 yards in penalties, an impressive drive. And you really got to credit this offensive team, actually the whole Air Force team. They just keep playing until the game's over.
Randy Roberts in for the point after. Has it up and good with 7:09 left in the ball game. Still not over, not a done deal.
Absolutely
Texas Tech leading Air Force by 13.
Arizona has always been known to offer the perfect climate for sports.
Mind if I play through?
But this year, more major sporting events have landed here than ever before. That can only mean the business climate must be perfect, too. Arizona, for companies on the move.
Some people you'd rather not have in.
Here's your sawback, Ralph. Yo, your daughter here?
Buongiorno.
Ciao.
And others you really don't want in. So protect your home and family with Wiser Lock. Make the wiser choice. Keep those out you don't want in, whether they knock or not.
5 years ago, did you imagine you'd be doing this one day?
How could I? It took you 3 weeks to call me back.
It was a test. We'd like to get married.
How did I do?
Set to start the fourth quarter from the Wiser Lock Conference. Well, after Air Force points, it's push-up time, and I'll tell you what, I know what Adrian Karsten ate last night, and I just hope it doesn't end up in the end zone.
Hey, he picked a bad time to start on 35.
Yeah, I'd have done it in the first touchdown. So it is 48-35 with Adrian Karsten and Gary Danielson. I'm Brad Nessler here at the Wiser Lock Copper Bowl in Tucson, Arizona. A high-scoring affair between the Southwest Conference, soon to become part of the Big 12, in Texas Tech, and the expanded WAC, which will have, of course, Air Force as a member. And both teams looking for their 9th win of the year. And it is not a done deal at this point. 13-point difference. Texas Tech is thinking onside kick.
And I don't think Air Force will onside kick. They're going to kick it down. There's still plenty of time in this game.
9 players up close. Just a high kick.
Just didn't kick it very far.
Out of the 16 to Bo Adams. And Adams only made it to about the 26-yard line. That's where Texas Tech will have it offensively. ESPN's Thrifty Car Rental Bowl Week continues tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern. Chris and Craig and Leo get it going with a bowl kickoff show at 8. Tim Biakabatuka in 14th ranked Michigan against 19th ranked Texas A&M in the Builders Square Alamo Bowl. And Leland is nursing a bad wheel, so he is a question mark, and that would certainly help Michigan's cause. Texas Tech hustles out to the line of scrimmage with a first down at the 28-yard line. Handspun. Good play defensively by Alex Pupich. He's been on a couple tonight. He drops handspun maybe for the first time all night to a loss on the play.
Sprint and draw. It's really the first time we've seen the sprint draw play. It's one of the bread and butter plays for this Tech offense. And talking to Cal McCombs, he said it's one of the plays we have to stop tonight. Well, they stopped it. The problem is they've only seen it once.
They have really mixed it up. As you said earlier, Gary, I like the looks of Texas Tech's offense. They do a little bit of everything. Right now, both wide receivers to the left, and that's where Leftridge is going and throwing. An incomplete. Bo Adams out there, and he took a lick from Calvin King on the incompletion.
Yeah, see, the problem is every time you throw an incompletion, the clock stops, and you only have a 13-point. It looks like a big lead, but it's only 13 points in this football game.
And Leftridge has missed his last 5 tosses.
And one more score, and I don't care if there's a minute and a half left in the game. It'll get tight out there.
Yep.
I'm really surprised they didn't go with the 4 wideouts. It's been so successful with them on first and second down.
Third down and 12.
Remember the last drive when they got the ball on the 20 after the fake punt, they didn't go 4 wideouts either.
Air Force, the fans for Air Force, many of them from the Air Force base here in Tucson, into it right now for the defense. Handspun. Broke one tackle, but not Guthrie's. Guthrie's been all over it tonight. And out at the 32-yard line, punting situation for the Red Raiders.
Cal McCombs gambled that time for Air Force. 4 wide receivers. Air Force stayed with their 5-2 package. Only 4 defensive backs on the field. They played the run. Texas Tech ran the draw play. They guessed right. They get to force the punt.
So Brad Cade will drop back to punt. And Brad Cade will drop back to punt. And it'll be Calvin King deep for the Falcons of Air Force. They're going to get their hands on it again.
Absolutely. Still a very close game.
In just a few seconds elapsed on that lack of drive. Here's a great punt, though, by Cade. King, whoa, man, back to the 13-yard line. Calvin King trying to bring it the other way. Flags down. And to add to not the greatest field position, LaRon Hudgens, I think, might have had an illegal block down there.
Well, I tell you, that one official was standing right next to the play looking at it, and a guy from about 40 yards away calls it. I don't understand that.
So a serious hole that Air Force is going to be in either way, whether it's right there or not, but they're going to back it up inside.
Well, after watching that 71-yard play, I'm not going to say they can't score fast.
That's right. Or the 60-yard.
That's right.
Well, they sort it all out. There's the call. 6 penalties against Air Force. They're one of the least penalized teams in the country, but that one cost them a little bit.
I know.
Know what?
Secret.
What secret?
Santa Claus. I've known for a long time. He's not real.
They say that seeing is believing. But the truth is, the world is held together by things you can't see.
There really has to be something you want for Christmas.
A house, a brother, and a dad. That's all I ever want. He loves you and he wants to kiss you. And he thinks you're the most beautiful woman in the whole world. If you're really Santa Claus, you can get it for me.
Right.
It's an engagement ring.
If you can't accept anything, faith, then you're doomed for a life dominated by doubt.
Do you believe that you are Santa Claus?
Yes, of course.
I'd like the court to see Mr. Kringle make the reindeer fly.
He only flies on Christmas Eve.
Coles believes in Santa Claus.
Do you believe in Santa Claus?
If this court finds that Mr. Kringle is not who he says he is, then I would ask the court to judge which is worse. A lie that draws a smile?
I knew it.
Or a truth that draws a tear?
Miracle on 34th Street. Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
A little over 6 minutes left in the Weiser-Lock Copper Bowl, and the trophy to the champion. Will it be Texas Tech or the Falcons of Air Force? Well, right now Texas Tech has the lead. Air Force has the ball, but they have it deep in their own territory thanks to that great punt of 57 yards and then the illegal block to boot. Morgan, late pitch. Jake Campbell. Jake took one of the chops as he got out to the 12-yard line.
Bo Morgan started off this game 4 for 4. Has missed his last 4 passes. Has not completed a pass in this game since the 13-minute mark left in the second quarter. He's going to need to throw the ball, I think, to keep him in the game. Their time and clock is just running too fast.
Down to 5.5 minutes left. Second down at 5. Drops back off play action to throw. Whoa.
Well, that was a read route, and Jake Campbell gave up on the play a little bit before Bo Morgan thought he was gonna. He comes out on that wheel route to the flatten up, and if he doesn't think he can go long, he stops. This time he didn't think he could make it. The ball was already in the air.
One put the brakes on, and the football couldn't once it was in the air. And Bo Morgan has missed his last 5 passes after starting off 4 for 4.
I wonder if you come back with the quarterback draw right now.
Clock stop with 5:27 left. Going to throw again to Campbell. Across the 20, out to the 21. Perfect. First down.
Absolutely perfect. Go right across the first down yard marker, right in front of Coleman that time. Campbell gets the ball. Perfect throw to the outside. Same play other side. This time they both read it the same way. Campbell goes to the first down. Nice throw, tight spiral, right to the outside. Catch it, step out of bounds.
Jake, 4 catches tonight. A couple of them on third down conversion situations. And now it's 1st and 10 at the 21. Morgan trying to go over the middle, and it looked like he hit one of his linemen in the back of the head.
I think he did. Right up front. I don't even think it was a defensive lineman that time. I think it was his own guy. Might have been Sillison, might have been Hendricks.
And they aren't the tallest guys in the world, so that pass was a little bit low. And there's our total yardage, and yes, we have done it. We wanted 1,000, and we got 1,000.
It is unbelievable. College football, nobody can stop anybody.
No, for sure. Second down at 10. Morgan, Eilers on a pitch. He took a lick.
This Eilers doesn't even slow down when he's running the ball.
Ball loose. Texas Tech says they have it. And Air Force says it was down. Now who's going to make a decision? Let's see if they take as long as they did on the touchdown call of Bo Morgan.
I don't think he was down.
They did take as long.
I don't think he was down. And I think that's a good play by the officials that time. They look around. They made sure that they all saw the same thing. And then they take the play, and it's a fumble. Let's see. Eilers is going to run through. Big hit that time by Sean Hard. There's the ball loose plainly in day before it even comes close to the ground. They talk it out, make sure that they all saw the same thing, and make the call.
So Texas Tech takes over with just under 5 minutes to go.
He's a tough runner. Eilers stuck it up inside, but just didn't hold on to the ball. That was a big hit that time, I heard.
At the 30-yard line with a 13-point lead. And now if I was Texas Tech, I'd give it to number 4 until he got tired.
That may be the game plan.
Here he comes. You wonder if he'll ever get tired, though. Hands by, touchdown.
Doesn't have time to get tired.
4th of the night, a 29-yard score.
Ryan Malloy and LaRon Hutchins that time. Both had shots at him. Did not make the tackle. Tossed to the outside, and he slashes inside this time. Accelerates right through a couple tacklers. Runs through Guthrie. Runs through Hutchins. Malloy gets over there, doesn't even get a hand on him. Walks into the end zone. What a performance.
What a night. 4 touchdowns, 260 yards rushing. Both Copper Bowl records by far. And now Texas Tech racks up their 55th point with the extra point. 55-35, Red Raiders by 20.
Man, you okay? I don't think I can drive. I think there might be some ligament damage. Oh, come on. Quit being a crybaby, all right? Relax. Look, I'm not a crybaby. You have any CD? In the glove compartment. Hey, come on. Would you move your foot out of my face? Oh, come on. If I could move my foot, I'd be driving. Man, I didn't even know you in the game until you fell down and you start screaming, oh, my leg, please. Oh, my leg. We need a little air here. Gene, you just passed my house. And lovely house it is. Oh, nice neighborhood, too. I'm glad you guys think this is funny.
Lots of people have Super Bowl parties. But this year, you could have the best Super Bowl party ever. January 28th, live on TV after the Super Bowl. The Publishers Clearinghouse Prize Patrol could surprise you with $10 million.
You for real, aren't you?
On Super Bowl Sunday, the best party could be at your house. Enter the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes today. And on January 28th, be ready for unexpected guests.
Re-engineering results in a paradigm shift in the corporate matrix.
What?
Thus facilitating
Experiencing system overload. We're going to crash. Better click on Office Max. The office product superstore, electronics, computers, software. With great brand names like Brother or voice-powered technology. At guaranteed low prices that will re-engineer your budget. You can even shop online. Get the latest business technology without even shifting your paradigm. Whatever that means. Office Max. We go to the max for you.
Byron Hanspard with his 4th touchdown of the night, a 29-yarder a moment ago after the fumble recovery by the Red Raiders. Took him 1 play. And he's on his way to quite a night.
I'll bet he's done.
I would say so.
Well liked by his teammates. Very religious, very genuine person. Full-time devotion to his religion and his faith, and his teammates respect him for it and really enjoy being friends with him and having him on his football team.
Kick. Taken at the 5 by Ranger and out to about the 18-yard line. Well, Byron Hanspard had only 7 carries in the first half, but it didn't take him long to get things going because he did have a couple of touchdowns, part of his 7 carries in the first half. And he rips off a long one there, and he showed a little bit of everything, including the power from close. But more amazing, really, is his speed to get to the secondary.
He's 190 pounds, runs a 10-200 meters, timed electrically, and he really has a great feel for the running back. He's just not going up there and hitting every play. He's getting the most out of every play, accelerates through tackles, and he's been the real deal. And he's not just doing it against an Air Force team. He's done it all season.
4 touchdown night. And now Tom Browning, the quarterback for Air Force, is thinking the Bears going to give him a little bit of work in a bowl game. We check in with Adrian.
Brad, just to put a period on Byron here, the list of schools where he could have gone almost as impressive as his performance tonight. Listen to this. Could have gone to Notre Dame, turned them down. Nebraska, Colorado, Texas A&M. He says, quote, the spirit in his heart directed him to Texas Tech. Talk to him about that today, and he makes the analogous situation when Reggie White was a free agent, decided to go to Green Bay. He felt he was directed to Texas Tech the same way.
He's been as impressive as anybody we've seen all year. We've seen the Eddie Georges and the Diakoviches and the Autreys, and you go right down the list. This guy, I don't know. Boy, he's only a sophomore. I can't believe how good he might be 2 years from now.
We've seen some great young backs this year. You know, Ricky Williams over at Texas, I think, is one of those guys that's really impressive. We saw Darnell Autry over there at Northwestern has done some great things, but this guy is in their class. We haven't been able to hear a lot about him playing at Texas Tech, but now that they've entered the Big 12, and Spike Tyson said a lot more high school players are listening because they're in a big conference now, and they're going to get seen playing in more big games.
He's going to cause some headaches to some defensive coordinators in the new Big 12. You can bet that.
Tommy Brown is in the football game as quarterback. He really helped his team early for this Air Force team. Big wins versus BYU and Wyoming when he gained 99 yards against Wyoming, 2 touchdowns, and played his part as a teammate, subbing for Bo Morgan.
Down to the final 3.5 minutes of the Weiser Lock Copper Bowl. Force on the short end by 20. From the 36, second down. Short gain inside. And we'll bring up third down and about 7 for Air Force. Tonight, the MetLife Blimp Snoopy 2. It's been cruising the skies above Tucson, powered by twin engines that are capable of reaching speeds greater than 57 miles an hour. MetLife Blimp can navigate at altitudes in excess of 6,000 feet. I wish I could get a ride back to the hotel and beat the traffic. You bet. Nice to have the Blimp along with us. Thanks, gang, from up there for beautiful shots of this stadium and this Copper Bowl, which has been a high-scoring affair. Third down at 6. Brown going to keep this all the way. It looks like he tucked it in his other hand and comes up a couple yards short of the first down. Banks in on another tackle.
Air Force has their entire second unit in there on offensive line playing.
Timeout here with 2:27
Texas
left.
Tech has their backups in.
20-point Texas Tech lead.
When I took the high endurance challenge from Old Spice, I really thought it was going to be a challenge. I mean, this is a challenge. This is a sure thing. It evaporates less quickly. It also lasts longer, protects better. Old Spice guarantees it. If you don't think it's the best, you call 1-800-PROVE-IT and they'll buy you a stick of your old deodorant. So if you're looking for a real challenge, go climb a mountain. If you're looking for the best deodorant, try high endurance from Old Spice. Because now you got proof. Guaranteed.
Ah, the fresh autumn air.
Oh, the total darkness.
Where are those darn flashlights?
Ow!
Still works.
Dependable Duracell batteries. Nothing lasts longer.
We haven't used these since that blackout 2 years ago. Hey, where's mine?
The Copper Top. No battery is stronger, longer.
I think the way Spike's got his hat pretty much tells you what kind of guy he is. He is a gas to be around and talk to, and he's going to have fun with the rest of the night. Obviously, not so fun for Bo Morgan and Air Force on the sideline. There'll be another year, though, for a guy who's one of only 8 players to go over 1,000 yards passing and rushing in a single season, as he did this year. But tonight, just too much speed and talent on the side of the Red Raiders from Milwaukee, Texas. Brown on the keep. Fourth down, going to have to hurry. He got there, paid the price. Robert Johnson let him have it, and so did Sean Banks. Banks in on 12 tackles
Sean
tonight.
Banks is like a heat-seeking missile out there. He just keeps going. Watch him come. He's the backside inside backer, number 46. Coming down the line of scrimmage, and he's not giving up. Robert Johnson is the guy who cleans up on the play, but it's enough for a first down.
First down for Air Force. And we're down to the final 2 minutes of the ball game. Sean Banks, one of 4 starters on defense from Carter High School in Dallas. Now, if you work the Dallas area and you're recruiting, I mean, you just go to that high school and you say, do you have a couple more here? This guy's going to be a good pro, too.
Yeah, and both corners, McKinley and Hurd, and then Armour, the defensive end, is also from Carter High School. Whoop.
Midfield, another big hit.
Guess who? Zach Thomas is still out there. He wants to get his money's worth. He wants to play right to the last play. Ending up a tremendous Tech career, 2-time All-American, and he wants to finish it out with one last tackle.
One of the finalists for the Butkus Award. He's helped his team defensively tonight. The offense has really helped itself, and they're up by 20.
Hey there! What's up? Oh, thanks for stopping, Bub. I've been waiting out here forever. You just passed me. I'm out of gas. Your car is still running. Weird, huh? Very. It's in flames! I don't think so. But I love you, man.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
You're not getting the Bud Light.
make it a Bud Light.
Where's the love, man?
Wrangler jeans. Available in the 2 colors boys prefer most. Black and blue. Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
Wrangler,
The perfect gene for your 10-year-old son. And your 10-year-old husband. Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
Taking your act on the road? With Connect First from Northwest Airlines, you get treated like a king for the price of coach.
You pay coach. You sit in first class. Only on Northwest, baby.
Well, Laron Hudgens right there in the middle of the screen, and Calvin King, guys playing in their final games in an Air Force uniform. I talked to Laron before the game. I said, how's it feel? He says, kind of weird, but I might get to go to the combine and at least show the NFL people what I can do, and then maybe coaching at Air Force while he fulfills his commitment. And that's what those young men have to look forward to. But they had a great season and a great career in Colorado Springs.
Look at Zach Thomas.
Jake Campbell taken down by Zach Thomas. Gary said his motor's not going to stop until the gun goes off.
He and Banks are still in this football game. I think he's got a hurt left wrist, too, but he's not coming off.
You look at his elbows. He doesn't wear elbow pads. He's always bleeding at the elbows, and he says, if I had elbow pads on, it'd slow me down, and I couldn't have a feel for the game. Right. This guy's got a feel for the game.
Yeah, and he puts a lot of feeling into every tackle, too.
He and Banks are going to stay out there to the last snap, apparently. Spike Dykes says they are best friends. They're roommates on the road, and they're going to play down to the last tackle, and they both are in double figures in tackles tonight. Sports Center coming up in about a minute and 21 seconds as they'll update you on the goings-on around the National Football League, including Sam Weish losing his job. And the NBA activity, the Rose Bowl and Fiesta Bowl updates to look forward to. All that coming up on. Well, after Air Force points, it's push-up time. And I'll tell you what, I know what Adrian Karsten ate last night, and I just hope of it at Sports Center shortly. I think we got time for a special report from Adrian Karsten right now. Let's check in with him.
Hey, Brad, good news for our transportation department. I'm going to save them some money. I found an alternate way to get to the Holiday Bowl in San Diego. Something tells me they may discontinue the beverage service up here in first class in the seat of this A10. I'll see you guys in San Diego. Hey, eject. I wonder what this button does.
Our travel department could use some good news. Uh-oh. I'd love to be the one to hit that button. Oh, well, he's taking a jet to San Diego. We want to take the blimp back to our hotel, and right now we're just down to the last minute, 21 seconds. Tom Brown's thrown all of about 9 passes all season. He just drills one to Craig Hancock for a first down. 10th pass of the season and the 4th completion for Tom Brown. It's good for a first down at the 31-yard line. No quit in Air Force, that's for sure. And there hasn't been all night long. Oh, they've been on the short end of the stick from really the first quarter on. Knocked out of bounds at the 24-yard line as Eilers.
I'll tell you, check out Todd Eilers next year. I really think that he's going to show some big things. He's got full speed ahead every play. He's got those retro burners on every play. Just.
And Spike Dykes just got the old bath.
He did.
He's got his hat straightened out now with a little ice going down the shirt. Happy group over there. They'll go to 9-3. And a great way to set up for next season. That's the way these coaches are looking forward to trying to get a 9th win. And when you think of what could have been for Texas Tech, it could drive you crazy if you're a Red Raider fan, because of the exception of the loss to the Texas Longhorns. They lost by 2 to Baylor, and on the final play of the game to Penn State on a field goal, or, you know, who knows. And I see now why they won 8 games, Gary. And no mirrors in this team.
Absolutely. He said they fell behind early to Texas. Give all the credit in the world to Texas. They're a good football team, but he said we just did not play a very good game against them.
Brown fires down, and first and goal for Air Force at the 7-yard line. Mark Ranger with a catch. Pick up a 13. Tom Brown might end up with more completions on this drive than he had all year.
Tom Brown obviously does not have a big arm as a quarterback. Comes in as a backup in a situation where the Red Raiders have backed off a little bit in their bump and run coverage. He's able to hit his wide receivers. All the third-string players are in up front, so a lot of different guys playing, except those 2 inside backers. They're still there.
Here's Makia Addison for the touchdown. And Air Force gets 7 more. So they're going to get in the 40s here, and Texas Tech's in the 50s. should have said that we wanted 100 points, too.
Yeah.
That would have been a nice thing.
There's a sign in the Air Force coach's office that the greatest ability is dependability, and that's what these guys give you. They show up and they play and they finish their job, and that's what Fisher DeBerry is most proud of his football team.
Good point. Randy Roberts will come in for the point after. We've already got the highest scoring Copper Bowl ever, and it continues to be that. Here's a two-point conversion attempt on the toss back to Roberts, the kicker. And with that bare foot, I bet he's thinking, yeah, well, I had my chance. Okay, I'm going to go back to kicking.
The two kickers have not run the ball well. Inside play, take a look at the touchdown. Kia Anderson is going to get inside. Sean Banks is supposed to come across and make the play, but he was blocked well that time inside. And now the fake to the outside. No shoe. They should have gone left because it's hard to turn on field, so you got no traction with that right foot right there. He gets out of bounds, and the good news is he didn't get stepped on.
Hey, you know, remember, if Air Force had hit their field goal and their extra point, we'd have our 100-point game.
Yeah. Of course, Texas Tech probably would have scored 2 more touchdowns, too.
That's true.
Going for it.
So we're down to the final 37 seconds of this one. And the player of the game, was there a doubt? Started slow because they didn't need him because Zebby Lethridge and company were doing so much, but not a bad night when you go 11 yards a carry, 4 touchdowns and 260 yards on 24 rushes. And he is already something special. Byron Hanspard, he's only going to get better. So our congratulations to him.
He's got a lot of skilled players around him to go into the Big 12 next year. A lot of young wide receivers, a young quarterback with great mobility and a good arm, and a wonderful offense coordinated by this team. They will score points.
Final 37 seconds. We should thank Frank and Margaret Ann Hendricks, too, for giving us 10% of our offensive lines in this football game tonight, because their sons are both starters. Ed starts for Texas Tech, and it's Carlton on the other side for Air Force. So starting offensive guards provided by one family, and we wanted to thank them before the ball game was over. Onside kick covered by Texas Tech. George Ramsey got his hands on it. Moving up to San Diego for the Plymouth Holiday Bowl 2 nights from now, so we hope you join us for that one. We've got bowl week going on, Thrifty Car Rental Bowl week all week long on ESPN.
And I think Colorado State is going to have their hands full with an outstanding Kansas State football team, too. Colorado State made another great run this year. Sonny Lubick into the Holiday Bowl, but last year they drew Michigan, and this year Kansas State's going to be just as tough for them.
Kansas State ranked 10th in the country as they go into that one. Robert Johnson is the injured Red Raider, and you hate to see somebody get hurt in the final 30 seconds of a ball game that's decided. And he has had a big night, too, for a little linebacker. Kind of rolls his eyes, looks at Marcus Coleman, and says, I needed that.
I think that's one of those where he fell on the ball, and it might be just below the stomach area.
9 tackles for Johnson. So the 3 linebackers have combined for about 34 tackles tonight for Texas Tech.
Oh, he got hit that time. Just as the ball went over him, he got hit jumping for the ball.
Yeah, that was south of the border. You're right.
Yep.
So first down. Texas Tech.
Oh, I was just waiting for this guy to get in the game.
Who's Sonny?
Yes.
Sonny Cavazos in at quarterback.
Sonny Cavazos is in.
And about a yard gain on the play. As the final seconds start to tick away. Spike's got the towel wrapped around him. He's already sopping wet from his team with a win. And they'll go to 9-3 and win this Weiserloch Copper Bowl in fine fashion, 55-41 over Fisher DeBerry, and an excellent Air Force team, too, that just didn't have enough firepower tonight. 607 yards of offense for the Red Raiders as they win it. Final score, 55-41. Texas Tech wins it. Sports Center will be coming up next, so stick around. For Gary Danielson, Adrian Karsten, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Brad Nessler saying so long from Tucson, Arizona. Byron Hanspard, quite a night, career night for him, and a lot of Copper Bowl records to his credit as Texas Tech wins it 55-41.